got sunset yellows in here. You've got sweetheart pinks in here. You've got these earthy neutrals that run throughout the strand, making it a great one to add to your collection, because you can individually pick out the elements you need of this beautiful kind of fossilized gem in a sense, or you can just go whole hog and you know the colors are going to work together. If you want something significantly unique, a one locational gemstone, now is your opportunity. Let's treat ourselves. It's a one locational gemstone. When do you see one locational gemstones for a price point like that? £7.95. This isn't something that we can just, you know, nip down the road and go and find. This isn't an everyday find. This is a very, very special gemstone indeed. To get a one locational, individual, unique gemstone for that price is astonishing. The fact that it's got all those gorgeous neutral tones, those sweetheart pinks, means that it's going to go throughout your kind of stash, let's say. It's really going to top it up. But also look at these leaves. I haven't even spoken about the shape of these. How wonderful is that for all your natural designs? Loads of our guest designers say that they get really inspired by natural looks, by nature, and look how perfect they are in here. I mean, imagine these alongside something like these flowers in your designs. You could maybe pick out the more, I think I'd go for the more creamy tones if I was going for maybe slightly more of a traditional look, slightly more traditional feel, or if I wanted a bit more boldness, I'd go for those deep kind of earthy neutrals to really make those pop. Isn't that a sensational opportunity? £7.95, and I feel like we've not seen it in a long time. Mark, Mookaite, what do you like about this strand, please?
Well, it's that 50-50 thing, isn't it? Because I'm a massive fan of the pinks and the burgundies, and my mum is a massive fan of the mustards and the beiges. So whenever I buy a strand, we do a 50-50 split on.
I love that. That's adorable.
It's a beautiful. That mustard colour it's lovely, isn't it? It really is. It's because sometimes you think of mustard and you think of that sort of horribly sort of yellow colour, but this is a really beautiful.
Yeah, it really is eye-catching.
It's like a sand on a beach colour, isn't it? It's lovely.
Completely right. Yeah. And what about the shape of them?
Oh, it's an ace, isn't it? I mean, I just think you could do all sorts of things. You could do your flowers, you know, your inverted flowers. You've got dragonfly wings there. You've got insects. You've got all sorts of things in that, or use them as they're intended. I think Gemma on the mid-show beginning of the week, she did this amazing wirework talk, and she used shards as flowers, you know, buds of flowers, and this would be perfect to incorporate with something like that.
Oh, I really like that
idea. It'd be lovely. And you've got the coppers and the natural tones, and I've just been into the workshop room, and Claire, for one of her kits next week, has got bare copper, which she's so excited about, and I just think that would be a perfect match for the Mookaite. It
would go great with bare copper, yeah. It really would, and with some of these very special kind of crochet designed connectors that we've got coming up for you. Look how it brings out that richness. Really, really does tie into it. So it's like a mandala style, actually, isn't it? Really pretty. So many of you in for this today. It's really nice to be back with you. £7.95 is your final closing price. Well done to you all. Not a gem we get to see that often. How do you feel about adding a little pop of something extra to this? A little swish of colour? If you do, coral goes perfectly, I think. Real sunshine vibes, real, you know, summertime feel. Let's get our hands on this strand, shall we? Do you see what I mean? How that makes it pop more, how that makes it glow even more. It really brings out some of those more pink tones, doesn't it? Well done for everyone on that Mookaite. Very special opportunity there. I've now got for you this delicate coral strand. 3mm rounds, a great time for us to get something very, very dainty and very, very delicate. Something like this is going to go on and on and on and on. The workability of this is simple, and the fact of the matter is that when you've got something this dainty and delicate, you can create very, very sort of dainty and delicate pieces, or you can go whole hog, add loads and loads of them, really go wild for it to get a true kind of sunshine vibe, sunshine feel. This is the type of thing you can throw on in, say, a stacker bracelet design or a stacker ring design, and you're ready and raring to go. It's that bringing out the tan colour. It is genuine coral. It is ethically sourced. Always check. I don't mind if you buy, you know, your coral from other places. That's completely, absolutely up to you. But I would say if you're going to buy something like coral offline, please always make sure you're checking how it has been sourced. This is ethically sourced, so you can buy in confidence, knowing that we haven't been into any seas, any oceans, or disturbed any marine life with the likes of trawler nets to try and get this up. Totally and absolutely ethically sourced, and yours today at a bargainacious price point, I have to say. There's loads of you with it in your baskets. I mean, when you're getting something so individual, so unique, brought by Mother Nature, you've really got to get it. Need for speed is absolutely true on this. At £2.95, it's not going to stick around for long. So if you want to get in touch with us, if you want to get involved, if you want to make your first order or any order today, 0800 644 655, or get us at JewelleryMaker.com. You can download the free app as well if you want to take us away with you somewhere. I think that is a sensational deal. It really is. Just make sure you're picking up the phone, because I have got 10 in baskets, and apparently phone lines have absolutely lit up. I can't actually see the phone lines, but apparently they have lit up. I've got so many multi-purchases on this, and that doesn't surprise me, because let's think of it this way. You could get 3 strands and it would still be under £10. You can't say that very often at all, can you? Imagine these with the likes of those pearls I've got for you tomorrow morning. I think these look beautiful. Bear in mind, obviously I've seen the pearls, you haven't yet, but trust me on that, that'll give it a real nice individual look. £2.95. Gonna leave that one with you, because I am diving on in to this kit. Well done, everyone. What a great bargain. And if you want that mood kite, I've still got some available, but not as many as we first had. This is kit o'clock, as it were. If you are new to us, a kit is a great way of getting involved. It truly is. I did kit and bundle on my first time when I started buying from Jewellery Maker. A kit essentially is something that we'll send out to our guest designer a little bit in advance, and we'll say, work your magic. We'll then allow them to create some pieces with it. We'll then give you the opportunity to own the kit, which I'm going to do in a moment, and then we get free step-by-step demonstrations from our guest designer, so you can make along once you get this home. So this is your fabulous foxglove collection. And boy, it is a stunning collection. I'm going to start off with my cords, if I may, because we've got a big selection here for you in these really regal kind of purples and mauves, and almost these stainless steel silvers as well. Now you've got a big amount of cords in here, which is perfect for the likes of your kumihimo and the likes of your macrame, which essentially are knotting and twisting and braiding techniques. First things first, let's talk about the Eslon. So we've got a big range here, and it does come in a varying thicknesses, which is great for different looks and designs. You're going to be getting 0.9 in the lilac. You've also got on this your, sorry, trying to find it on my info, your in the Ceylon, let's talk about the Ceylon. You've got 0.1 on both of those, and it's white and lavender. You've also got your silver, which is the Eslon, and that is your 0.4, as is the purple, another 0.4. So you'll be able to see the differences in those thicknesses. These two here, your 0.4, this one here, 0.9, and the 0.1s. These are one of those things that say good things come in small packages. These go on and on and on and on, but they are so super duper strong. 75 meters on each of these. It's a huge amount, it really is. So you've got all of those wonderful cords. You've then got the findings pack. Now this is a findings pack which comes in your matrix box, so you've got it all there nicely in one place. I feel like we've not seen these findings for a while.
Ages. And it's got my all-time favourite finding of all time ever.
Oh, tell me.
So the ribbon end clasps.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to have a quick 2-minute show on how to attach them later as well.
Oh, perfect. We'll show you exactly how to use these then. These essentially give you a really professional finish to your cords, because a lot of people, in particular, I would say when they start out with cords, can kind of find it difficult to make them look really nicely finished and finished in a professional manner. These will help you no end. And as you can see, you've got a big selection of the sizes there. You've also got the likes of chain in here, and your clasps in there, as well as jump rings to help you add it all perfectly together. And as I say, it does come in this little box as well, so it'll keep you nicely organised. Okay, the gemstones now, and I'm going to start with the lavender opal. Really nice lavender, actually. gentle array of differentiation in colour here. You're going very much between the lilacs and the kind of candy floss pinks within this, which happens. That's Mother Nature. If we did want to alter that, then we could, but we've decided to keep this au naturel. And because you've got that natural appeal in a very unusual gem, it's something which I think really catches the eye. Not everyone understands or knows that you can actually get opal in such a variety of colours, but Mother Nature does give us the opportunity, and she has with this. Can you see those really gentle lilacs and how they almost melt into those pinks? It's not totally over the top, is it? It's really delicate, kind of melding, if you will, almost like when you do a watercolour. It's that kind of mishmash of when those colours fade into each other. Now this is your opal, and what you have with this strand is a big amount of graduation. It's between a 6x3 and a 9x5. This is a really captivating strand, and I think it just works so nicely in the designs that we've got. I'm then going to bring you the amethyst. Now, wow, what a treat.
I know, it's amazing.
It really is. Whoa, lengthy strand, first off.
Yeah.
That central piece.
I know, it's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful.
10 mil. I can't think of a time I've ever brought you a 10 mil strand. This isn't, but the ones in the centre are. That is absolutely huge. How did you feel when you opened this?
What I love about it is the graduation. It's so subtle. You know, it's not 6 mil, 8 mil, 10 mil. I mean, it's so soft, the graduation. It's so for people like me who love graduating designs, it's perfect, absolutely perfect. It's stunning. And again, same as lavender, you've got all those different colours and tones in that one strand.
You really
perfect.
do. You really do. You've got elements of pinks in there, elements of really dark purples in there. I absolutely love the brightness in this. I mean, the light in it is epic. If I just get a torch out behind this, just to show you the clarity of this, because the light in here is very one-directional. So I'll show you the light and how bright. Look at how that light just travels through these without an issue whatsoever. Not fibrous, not highly silked, just a beautiful amount of translucency to these, but still with that natural quality inside. I think that is an absolutely exceptional strand. I adore it. So big amount of gemstone, if you will, in there. 195 carats worth in total. Now, let me bring to you the, for you, Mark, crowning glory. Tell me why.
I don't think I've ever worked with a colour before, for one. There's masses on the strand. I mean, it's absolutely rammed on there. And it's got everything. It's the beautiful colour, it's the size, it's the amount. You know, it's just absolute joy, absolute joy. And you can get the Ceylon, and you can also get the 0.4 Eslon through the drill holes as well.
That's
so
brilliant.
That really helps.
That's really good. That's really good, because it means you don't have to think, oh no, I can't get it onto that design, I can't get it onto that strand. So it makes life so much easier. The quality of lustre on this is completely captivating. And that is not from our input whatsoever. You can see how crisp and clean this is, because you can actually see the perfect outline of the lights in these, and you can see the reflection of the desk as well. Now, it doesn't look out of focus, it doesn't look diffracted, it looks crisp and clean, and that for me is saying you're up to a AA grade on lustre alone, easily in my mind, and that means high-end strand. What a glorious look this is. Wow. Really nice to work with for you then.
It's really bizarre. We were talking in the workshop last week that especially some gemstone like jadeite, you pick it up and that something happens to you. There's something bizarre. And I got that with this strand of pearls. It's never happened to me with a strand of pearls before.
Wow.
It's really bizarre. I think everything, because I like perfection, I like everything, you know, as it is.
Yeah.
Because I think everything I wanted in a strand of pearls is in that strand. It was just, that was it. Just did it.
It's really a very,
what an amazing
very special
kit, isn't it?
It is phenomenal. So together, you've obviously got an idea in your mind of price.
Yes.
I'm going to take this under £40.
That's lower than what I was going for.
Is it? What were you kind of thinking?
$47.95.
That was what you were going to.
Yeah.
And actually, you've worked here how long, Mark?
Well, actually, Sunday will be 5 years.
Oh, that's exciting. Happy anniversary. So you've worked here a long time. You know your gemstones. You know kind of the prices we normally would go to. And I'll put it out there. When I got told by my producer, Toby, who's pressing all the buttons today, we were going to under that £40 mark, I was shocked because I didn't expect it either. In particular with that amethyst, the quality of the beautiful opal and that highly lustrous, really lovely pearls, and a findings pack we haven't seen in ages. But we are going to go under. Your price point today, everyone, is rolling down. Now, the fact of the matter is that that price point isn't your RRP on this. It should have been higher. But we are still, nonetheless, rolling it down to just £32.95. That is really, really something extremely special. I mean, when you're looking at these aren't your everyday strands. These aren't your kind of, you know, low price strands that you're likely to see in the sale at, you know, £9.95. They're just not. They're high end. And yet still, we've been able to bring it to you at that incredible price point. Think about the amount you're getting here. You are getting meters and meters and meters worth of cord. You're getting a findings pack we haven't seen for ages. You're getting that astonishing, I mean, this strand alone, if I was to see genuinely this, bear in mind that's touching at the back, if I was to see this genuine amethyst necklace with a sterling silver clasp in a shop, I would expect genuinely double the price you would see on your screen. If I could see a necklace like this with a clasp for under £50, I would buy it, because that would be a ridiculous price. That would have to be in the sale. You look like you're mulling something over.
I've got my cogs turning. I've got my cogs turning. If you look at that price, £32.95. If you take off £17.95, which would be the cost of your cords and your findings pack, you're looking at £5 a strand for the gemstones.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because you got one plus that. Yeah, that's it's about £17.95, I think, for the findings and the cords.
That's incredible.
So that's £5. £5 for lavender opal. This is why kits are ace, because you can start. Wow.
It really is incredible, and you're right, I like that. That's why kits are ace. It really is. If you've not made an order with us before, now is your opportunity. You get free step-by-step instruction, and you get a free booklet and a DVD on your first order. All you got to do is call us. It's 0800 644 655. Press option 1. You'll get through to our call centre. They are real people, not robots, and you'll be able to set up your order literally within minutes. It doesn't take a long time, and then you'll get given a number, get given a code, and you just use that every time for super fast checkout. Well done to everyone who's getting this, and there are plenty of you. Just to let you know, there are people on the phone lines. We will be answering you very, very shortly. I think people are still coming in for possibly that mookaite, actually, because we had a fair few of those. So do stay on the phone lines whilst you can, and don't worry, we will be with you as soon as we can. It's a free phone number. Let's take a look at some jewellery. Oh, look at that one.
It starts off as a bracelet, and I thought, no, I need to do 2 necklaces. So because you get that chain and so many jump rings in the findings pack, I was able to, and that clasp at the back, it just tops it off perfectly. So it's one of these happy, it wasn't a happy accident. It started off as one piece of jewellery and materialised into another, which happens all the time. It
kind of does, it tells you the direction it wishes to go in. That is so beautiful. That's a real kind of, I think that's the type of piece that you'll throw on and you'll just feel like your shoulders go back a little bit.
I think it's got a look of sort of Russian imperialism about it, you know, sort of War and Peace. You could see a character in War and Peace wearing something like that.
I know what you mean, I can definitely see that. Let's take another little look around. We're having a look at some bracelets now. Let me tip that up for you so you can see it. Oh, that's so dainty. That's a real nice wearable piece. I could see people of so many ages wearing something like that.
That's very nice, very pretty. I'm going to show you how to make that later.
Oh, perfect. You've made loads and loads and loads. What inspired you with this, please?
It was the amethyst straight away, first of all, because it was graduated. So that's when your mind starts working on how you can evolve the pieces. So something as simple as the macrame necklace there with the little bubble section at the bottom. The amethyst, you're able to start having the large at the bottom and then get smaller as the necklace progresses. So that's what I love about jewellery, and the opal as well. I mean, the opal enables you to graduate as well, and but no, it was beautiful. So
I can see.
But the opal for me though, sometimes if I've got a colour graded strand, I have to organise it into colours. But because the colours are so fluid with each other, and they're already graded in size as well, you don't have to do anything to it at all. Just go ahead and work with it.
Yeah, it's done there, ready for you. If you do want to add this to your order, just to let you know, stock-wise, we've not got masses, have we? We started off with less than 60, so please, please, please do be quick off the mark on this one. Usually we would try to get a higher amount. I have got a higher amount of our second kit, but we started off with less than 60 of these today, so I do apologise. Please do make sure you're checking out your baskets whilst you can. We are going to get on to a demonstration. I've got lots of treats coming up for you, including DVDs and some essentials, so do stay tuned, and we're going to start off learning how to create this beautiful...
No, I'm going to do the other one first.
This beautiful bracelet. Now, this bracelet we're going to be doing is the ones that we've used kind of... You're almost framing the amethyst,
I love this. It's just really simple, and you're using not only the square knot in macrame, but also the half hitch and the double half hitch, so you're using quite a few knots.
So if those are flying over your head, don't worry, we'll explain them. Okay. So let's get started.
Okay, so the first thing that I just want to point out about these ribbon end clasps here, I'll just take one out. Whenever you're making a macrame bracelet, we always recommend that you have your lazy strand attached to your board, and you take one of your working cords and you pass it underneath, and then you start doing your macrame. Okay. So when you get to the end of your piece, you only have one cord at the end, okay, which will fit into these, but it's not very safety conscious. Sometimes if you haven't squidged the little clamp enough, it might slip out. Okay. So if you're using a ribbon end clasp, take the length of your working cord, cut it in half, and every piece that you're going to use, instead of starting underneath, you place it through the slot at the top. Okay. So for the bracelet that we're going to do, the dark purple one, we need 4. So you cut 2 pieces and you cut it into 4. And then each of those working strands go through the same slot. And then when you come to the end of your piece, you've got all of these cords to put into your clamp on the end of your
And how long do our cords need to be for this?
Well, I tend to go fingertip to fingertip. Okay. Okay. There wasn't actually very much wastage on this because you do actually do quite a few knots. So fingertip to fingertip, which in my case is 6 foot odd, but I think you could probably do this for 5 feet, something like that. Okay. Okay, so just going to attach all of our cords. So I've got my lazy cord running down the centre, and I popped on 7 of the amethyst. Okay, so I would try to use an odd number if I can, so 5, 7, 9. But you could even do this technique with just 1 in the centre. That would be really pretty. Okay, so we've got our lazy strand with, I've just popped on 4 amethysts for now. And the first thing we need to do is we need to separate into 2 sets of 2. Okay. And we're going to do a little section of square knot along the top. And I think for the bracelet I did 5 full square knots. Okay, so we'll just do a couple. And this basically binds all your cords together and then knot it in, they're not going to go anywhere.
So this is the square knot, and it's something we use in macrame quite often, isn't it?
I'm trying to work out, there's no way I'd be able to do it, how many square knots I've tied in the past 3 years. I reckon it must be millions.
It must be, it must be.
Must be millions and millions of them. But no, it's such a really fundamental little knot with macrame, and you can do so much with it. It's fantastic. And then the next kit later on, again, macrame goes, it crosses over our disciplines, so we're going to do some macrame with the paracord kit later on as well. Okay, so in effect you would do it as much as you liked. If you wanted just one little flower in the centre of your bracelet, you would do maybe 2.5, 3 inches of your basic. You do a flower in the centre, and then you continue that at the bottom end. Okay, so now as you can see, I've got all of these cords coming out the back, and I'll have those when I get to the end of the bracelet as well. So it'll have a substantial holding when you come to use your clasp, which I'll show you how to pop those on. Okay, so this is slightly different because we need to turn the board onto its side to get the little flower section. So what I tend to do is just, wherever my knot's stopped, I use these slots. Okay, we're going to use 2 sides. We're going to use the left side first, so make sure your right side is really, really secure. So I just tend to just pop through as many slots as you possibly can. We're going to work on the left side first, so we're going to turn 90 degrees, so we have, might have to move, there we go. Okay, so you can see your 2 cords. Now if you look, when you separated your cords, you have a distinct upper cord and you have a distinct lower cord. Okay, the lower cord is becoming the holding, so we're going to attach that in the slot. That's not going to do anything. And then the left cord that we've got left is going to do the work. Okay. So this knot is the vertical lark's head. Okay, so you're going to do a half hitch and you're going to do a reverse half hitch. Okay. Okay, but it'll all become clear. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the first part of the knot, okay, which in effect is a half hitch. So we're going to take our left cord, okay, and we're going to make a letter D across our board.
Got you.
And we're going to take the cord, pass it back underneath the lazy and pull. Okay, and for the second part of the knot, we do it slightly different. We take our cord out to the left, we go under the holding and back up through. So that, in effect, is a lark's head knot. Okay, I'll do a couple and I'll hold the board up just for you to see.
Fab.
So the first part of the knot, we go over and under and pull. And the second part of the knot, we go under and over. So over and under and over. So if you remember that little rule, it'll help slightly. So we'll just do a couple more. And I worked out, because it's a 10mm bead, roughly, you need 5 square knots.
Okay.
Okay, and that'll be enough then to embed your bead. So that's 3, just do 4, and we'll do the 5th one. And I'll just hold the board up so you can see the lark's head. Okay, so that's the 5.
Okay.
So if I just hold the board up just for you to see the row of knots. It's quite a neat little knot actually, I quite like that.
That's lovely.
And this is the sort of knot that you would, when you start, if you were putting cords onto a jump ring, you'd put the loop underneath and then you'd feed the 2 cords back through and pull. That's the same, but because we're using 1 cord, you have to do it a different way.
Okay, I see. Perfect.
Okay. So once we've done that side, we then flip the board over and we repeat it on this side. So undo our cords. It's a bit of a faff tying and untying your cords off the board, but you really do need it tight. Okay. So again, you splay the cords open. You've got a distinct upper and a distinct lower. We never use the lower, so we're going to attach that to our board. Okay. And then we'll repeat the 5 knots. Okay. So we go over and under, and then under and over. So it's exactly the same, but just coming from a different direction.
Fantastic.
So
you need to do that again 5 times as we did on the last time. Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to quickly bring these on your screen. This is macrame. What is macrame?
Am I going to tell you, or are you going to tell me?
Oh, you're the profesh.
Okay.
You tell us.
So macrame is a very ancient form of knotting cords, and it's been around since the 13th century. I mean, it's a really old discipline. And the literal translation for macrame is ornamental fringe, because people would be making rugs and placemats and wall hangings, and once they've done all their weaving, they'd have all these ends dangling, and instead of slicing them all off, they started knotting and turning them into intricate patterns, and that's how it evolved. And there's absolutely thousands and thousands and thousands of variations of knotting, but there are only 5 knots, which is really bizarre.
Incredible, isn't it?
So we've covered one. We've done the square knot, we've done the lark's head, and then there's the half square knot, which makes you turn into that little twist, little spiral pattern, which is probably one of the most popular knots. And then we've got the half hitch and the double half hitch, and that's it. But it's just a variation of how you use them, the number of cords. I mean, and since we've had Nadia joining us, her micro macrame, Nadia specialises in half hitch and double half hitch to get that amazing intricate patterns. So my type of macrame is very basic. And I'm picking up. You know, my techniques are evolving, as it were.
Well, it's such a big medium.
It's
Learning always, isn't it? I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you can start your way to learning how to create pieces like these, because we have got 2 DVDs here for you. Now, it's Macrame Edition 1 and Macrame Edition 2. A really wonderful selection, even if you've never picked up a cord before. Even if the only braiding you've done before is your hair or friendship bracelets when you were younger. This is going to get you started and well on your way, because you make loads in these, don't you?
Masses, yeah. I think this DVD here, I think we ended up with about 60 pieces we made altogether.
That's incredible.
So it's ridiculous.
It's vast.
Can I just quickly explain about the DVDs?
Go ahead.
This DVD here we made about a year ago, I believe, or something like that. And way back in the old school Jewellery Maker days, Debbie Bolford did a macrame knotting DVD. 3 years later, this is introduced. Macrame board. Okay, so we felt to incorporate the macrame board that we needed to revamp and reissue the DVD, of which is this one here, the macrame. Okay, sorry.
That's right.
This one here on your left is my first macrame DVD, and it was recorded quite a while ago. So the macrame board won't be on it. We'll show you how to use, we'll be using table mats and bulldog clips and all sorts of things. But the main difference is we show you how to use other mediums. So we've got all the satin cores, we've got beading thread, we've got wire everything like this. So this one, the later one, which is on the screen now, is the introduction to show you the basics and how to add clasps and finishes. And then the other one, which was filmed, gosh, that was probably my first DVD 4 years ago, something like that. Wow. So it introduces you to different knots and different mediums. Okay. So they're ace combination.
So it's a bit of something for everyone.
Yes.
If you want to get your hands on both of these DVDs, you've got around 2 hours worth of step-by-step instruction, and it's just £6.95. You can watch this at your leisure. Macrame is one of those really wonderful mediums that if you just wanted to buy this kit and these DVDs, you literally could get going on your way. Macrame board is great to have, but it's not an essential, and that's kind of what you'll see in the second DVD, other alternatives of exactly how to do that. But what a great medium to start off with, and a wonderful one now that a lot of the kids have broken up, to get young people involved and busy in jewellery making with a really low cost medium that gives a really beautiful look.
I mean, it's a really good show actually for kids' holidays, because we've got macrame, which is massive, and we've got paracord as well, which we're finding kids are loving paracord. So to have both on the show just before summer holidays start, I think that's ace.
Perfect, isn't it?
Really good.
£6.95. Well done. Already lots of you getting those, and just to let you know, that is not your RRP on either of them, so do get them whilst you can. Okay, I'm back with you. You've finished off your 5 loops.
Yep. So as you can see on the board here, I've got my 5 on one side and my 5 on the other. Okay. So all we're going to do then is we're just going to push our bead up to the top of the board. Going to unhitch our cords. And it's entirely up to you how many square knots you do in between. I did 2 because I wanted to space and I wanted to accentuate the flower shape. So all we're going to do, we're going to take the 2 cords that are coming at our left knots and our right, and we're going to tie 2 square knots. And that's simple. Just take your time because you want it to sit nicely around the bead. So left side and then the right. It will come undone, the first knot, so don't worry, because we'll just tighten that. So nice and tight. And we take the second knots and just pull nice and tight. So that's the first, and then we'll do a second one. It's not imperative you do 2, but I just wanted the flowers to be spaced apart. Okay, and that's the flower shape. I mean, in effect, that can make a really nice earring as it stands, a little design like that. So then all you would do then is you'd repeat that. So you turn the board, you'd attach the lower cord, and then you'd repeat your 5 each side until you get to the length of your bracelet. Okay?
Absolutely perfect.
But what I want to show you how is to attach the ribbon end clasp.
How to use those clasps at the end. I've got some different style of clasp ends as well coming up for you in a moment, so do stay tuned. Okay. And just to let you know, we've got some Kumihimo treats for you soon.
Oh, brilliant.
Also.
Brilliant. Okay.
We're not meant to have that, but we have.
Okay, so we imagine we've finished our bracelet. So now, as you can see, we've got plenty of cords either side to feed into our clasp. Okay, so just to quickly explain about the cord. You have 2 sections. You have in effect, it's a 6-part finding, because you've got 2 clamps either end. You've got 2 jump rings, you've got a length of chain and a clasp. So you can separate that and use them all as separate findings. So I think value for money, this finding is absolutely ace. So to attach the clasp, what I tend to do is separate it into 2 sections. So you've got your clamp, jump ring and chain, and then your clamp, jump ring and S-hook, okay?
Okay.
I don't know why, but I always do the part with the chain first, okay? So what you need to remember is once you've closed the clamp, you're going to have a back and a front. You need to make sure that you put the clamp facing the same direction on both ends, otherwise, because I shouldn't admit this really, I've done it wrong on one of these bracelets. Can you see? There's the back.
Oh, I see.
I've admitted that on live TV, but I made a mistake.
Hey, we all make mistakes.
And I didn't want to unpick it, so I have made a mistake. So that's the back. Can you see you've got the join? At the base. You can see the join.
You can see a bit of a join. Only if you were really looking. I have to say, it's not screaming out, is it? But yeah. So make sure you check him.
Yes, I have no idea why. I've never done that before. So all we're going to do, and obviously if you're left-handed, you'll do this in reverse, is we're going to take the first part of the finding, and I always hold the clamp with the 2 doors facing up, and the piece, whether it's the chain or the clasp, facing down into the palm of your hand. And then we take hold of our cords and we place all cords into the clamp. And what I love about this findings pack is you can have the largest will take nearly 30 strands of Eslon. So if you're doing a really big micro macrame piece with lots of cords, you've got the clamp to do that. Okay. Another point to remember is we never ever ever have the macrame sitting in the clamp. So you just pull the cords up so the macrame sits just on the entrance to the clamp. Okay. We're going to work on the door nearest to me first, and we're going to use the tip of our pliers. So all we're going to do is just going to fold over. Okay, so we're just going to fold over. Don't really squidge it hard at this point. Okay, just fold it nice and neatly. Now, I've seen people do the second part in the most peculiar fashion. I've seen them coming from underneath. I've seen them going from across, really bizarre ways. Okay, all you need to do is turn. At the moment, you can see we've got the first door closed. We're just going to turn 90 degrees so we can now see the top door face on. Okay, so all we're going to, that's the back. We're just going to turn 90 degrees, and this time, instead of using the tip of the pliers, we're going to go halfway along, so we're actually closing it. I'm just going to one movement, like so, and then we just give it the welly, the squidge, like so. Then we lift up the cords, so they're moving away, and then we take a sharp pair of scissors and we just cut off the cords. Okay, and what I've discovered recently is that Eslon actually melts in the same way that paracord melts. So if once you've cut your loose ends from your clamp and you're a bit unhappy with it looking a bit untidy, you can actually go in with a cigarette lighter or a candle or a naked flame, and you can actually singe that away. So if you want that really, really nice touch. Brilliant. And then all you do then is you turn it 180 degrees, okay? Not like I did, 180 degrees and the other way. And all we're going to do is do exactly the same. So hold the clamp, feed the cords in nice and neatly and pull up to the macrame, don't include the macrame. And then the door nearest to you, fold over. Okay, at this point don't give it any welly, just a gentle little nudge. Turn 90 degrees so you can see the top face. Go in halfway along your pliers, close the door nice and neatly. 1, 2, 3, that's all you need. Pull up your cords so they're away from the clamp, and close.
How easy is that? What a professional finish.
And then, obviously, you don't have to, but I always put a little something on the end just to do that little finishing touch.
A little gem or a little something. Love that.
Perfect.
Thank you for showing us that, Mark. Sharon Louise has messaged in saying, hello, Becky, Toby, Mark. Hello, Toby. Oh. Hello, Toby, Mark, Becky, and crew. The jewellery maker made beautiful. Glad you're better, Becky. Oh, bless you. You're a love. What you've made is beautiful, Sharon Louise is saying also. If you want to take it that way, it's up to you. Oh, thank you very much, lovely lady. And I agree, these are stunning, stunning pieces, aren't they? And we're going to learn how to make another one in a moment or two, because I'm bringing to you the cap ends.
Wow, brilliant.
Now, I feel like, again, we haven't seen these in ages.
And I've got a different use for these as well.
Tell me
it's
more.
It's become quite popular. Okay. Well, we know we've had the most amazing, over the past 6 months, strands of shards. I think, do you call them shards or long?
I know what you mean.
Or the metallic types.
Yeah.
Well, they actually sit nice and neatly up inside one of the bell caps. Once it's inside, just apply a little piece of glue and then just give the bell cap a little squidge, pop on a chain, and they are so popular. So you actually use them as bead caps rather than bell caps.
What a good idea that is. That's a really great way to use these. Traditionally, we would use them at the end of the likes of kumihimo, which is another cord technique, which we'll talk to you about more later on, because I have got the boards. We're not meant to, but I have. So you will get in this selection loads and loads of goodie. You get the cap ends themselves, and you're going to be getting 6 of those. You've also got your charm hangers, which are these designs here, which essentially you can place over the top of the kumihimo so that you can dangle gemstones or whatever you like, really, from them. You also get a selection of your loops and your bars for your T-bar connector or your clasp. It's coming in this glorious rose gold colour, not something we get to see that often at all. Gives you a professional finish. All you have to do, like with quite a few of our mediums, for example, is get your cord, pop a bit of glue in there, leave it to dry, you're ready and raring to go, and it gives you a really professional finish, just like the cord ends that we've just seen lovely Mark using. You are getting a pack of 3 sets, as it were, and your price point is coming in on your screen. Wow, okay, did not see that one coming. That did seem like I was acting then, but I'm sure these used to be £7.95.
Yes, they did.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that wasn't acting, that's just my face, I'm afraid. £3.95, I can't believe that, I really can't. Definitely remember them being £7.95 collections like this. That is a really great deal. £3.95, what a deal and a half. Come on in and get them. 0800 644 655. And if you love Kumihimo, we'll be discussing that more with you later on. And don't forget, we've got paracord coming up for you in a little bit, as well as that very special beryl. We've already had people messaging in about that. 60777, start your text to the word JM Studio if you want to get in touch with us today. We'd love to hear from you, as always. Now, oh, you're getting the dainty pearls set up. What are we doing next, Mark?
Now we're going to, I'll show you the little section of the bracelet that you liked. That one there, that one there. I've done something really bizarre with the bracelet. I intended to do 3 sections of the pearls.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would normally do, but there was that one opal in the middle there that I decided I was going to make that the focal feature, because it's just love it. It's beautiful, beautiful. So what I've got on my board, okay, I'm using some of the Ceylon. I still don't know what the C in Ceylon stands for. I can't seem to find it anywhere on any search engine.
Cracking.
Cracking. I call it see-through because it's so fine. That seems to work.
Wait,
okay,
does that begin with an S?
What's that? It does, yeah.
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 See-through.
Yeah.
S-long. Oh, you're a quirk, aren't you, Mark? You're a quirk.
Okay, so now this uses quite a lot of cord. Okay,
Yeah.
and you've got plenty, so don't be worried about it. So again, I was going to be using my ribbon end clasps. So I've taken 3. This does use fingertips. So you'll need about 6 foot lengths. So 3 of them. Cut them in half so you have 6 separates. Then you also have 3 lasers, so you need 9 cords altogether.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't need to be scared of that though, do we?
No, not at all. This is really simple. Then we're going to place all of our cords through our slot at the top. Okay, because we're going to be putting them all through one of the findings. So just pop that in. Make sure they're nice and secure. Perfect. Okay. And then what we're going to do, to begin with, we're going to make that attaching section. So choose the 2 further outermost cords, and we're just going to tie a series of square knots over everything. So your 3 lasers plus the remaining of your working strands. So what we're going to do is just, again, you would do a centimetre's worth or a number of amount of knots you wanted to do. But it just a way of attaching everything. Okay, so we'll just do a few of those. All the way underneath. Okay, and then what I've done on the bracelet, I haven't done it on here, but on the bracelet I've put a series of opals, just to be, if I can, yeah, there we go. I've just put a little series of opals at the beginning of the bracelet, just so you can make the bracelet a bit longer. So imagine that there were opals going down the front of here, okay? So then what we're going to do, we've got our 1, 2, 3, that should be in there as well. Okay, so that should have been knotted in with that as well. So we've now got our 6 working cords, and basically we're going to have a set of 2 for each of our lazy cords.
Okay.
Okay, so separate them at this point. And then we've got this one here. So again, this looks really complicated, but it's just a way of making it easier for when you're actually knotting. Okay, so we've got our 6 working with our 3 lasers. And I will start with the central one. So we're just going to take a pearl up to the top. And these are a really nice shape, because once, if you're macrameing with a button, for example,
okay,
when you're macrameing, it tends to turn and it goes out of shape. But we want that to happen with this particular shape, so that's absolutely perfect. Again, that's another reason I love this. So we're just going to take it up, and we're going to just make sure it sits nice and neatly at the top. And we're just going to cage it. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to cage the other side. Just make sure that it sits nice and neatly. Okay, and then we're going to cage that, and then we're going to take up the second, and we're going to do the same.
Oh, so it's not too scary. It's not like you're switching
Oh,
all
no,
the time.
no, there's no switching at all in
that's
this.
good.
There's no switching in this at all. So just pull that up through. That's the second, and then we'll do the same with the third. And because we want a hexagonal flower shape, the inner cord has 3 pearls, and the 2 on the outside only have to have 2.
Okay. So you're not even using that many of your pearls, actually.
No, absolutely.
That's good.
Okay, so we've got our 3 central ones, and then we come to working on our left side. But we need our pearls to be sat there and there, okay, to get that hexagonal flower.
Yeah.
So as you can see at this top edge, there's quite a gap.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we need to do, we need to do a bit of bare macrame first,
Okay.
which I worked out. You need 3 square knots, then you can do your flower section. So I'll do those little 3 square knots first, shall I?
Okay, yeah, perfect. Whilst you're doing that really quickly, I'm just going to throw these on your screen because this is a challenge for Mark. We're giving Mark, challenge cords. How do you feel about that?
Okay, I wondered what if I was going to get a challenge today.
Oh yes,
I know,
we don't let you off lightly on this show.
This is preparing me for Monday's morning show.
It is, and how festive as well, actually.
That's what I thought, yes.
What we've got here is your braided zari cord. Now these come on this huge skein, and it's really easy to work with. You just untie it, and then you've got your continual look there. And with this, you get all of these beautiful different elements of shine and shimmer. Can you see that really beautifully? But also you get this kind of woven section, as you can see. If I actually separate that up, it doesn't just go into 2 different sections. Each and every one of those is actually split again. So you can get either this thickness, or you can actually take them apart if you so wish, and they'll stay whole. You've got the red, you've got the Mystic red and green, and you've got the Mystic green itself. This is coming up on your screen now. There's lots to work with here. 110 meters at our lowest ever price, I'm being told. This has never been at this price before. We haven't seen this for how long? Months and months, isn't it? We haven't seen this in ages. For over a year, we've not seen this at all. You can macrame with this, you can kumihimo with this, you can do simple talk designs with this. There's so much you can do, and we're going to get some inspiration from Mark. $5.95 for 110 meters of anything is incredible.
I've seen this colour, this green, before.
No. It's really beautiful, isn't it? Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. I don't think I've seen it. No, I don't think I've seen this one before. This sort of, it's got opalescence to it, hasn't
it really does, doesn't it? Really special indeed. So that's up on your screen now. Add it to your order and we'll talk you through it a bit later on. I'm back with you now, Mark. Okay. You've done the square knot.
Yeah, so I've done the little section of square knots at the top. You can just see them poking on the left-hand side there. Then we can cage the bees. And as you said, we only need 2 down the left and down the right-hand side. So we'll just bring that up and cage it so it pops up nice and the right shape that you want it to sit, which is nice. Okay, and then we'll take the second one up, pop it in. You only need 1 square knot in between the pearls on the left and the right. Okay, so just make that nice and tight. And as we did 4 square knots above, we also do 4 square knots below. So you would continue with those 4 knots. You do exactly the same on the right hand side, so just move those out of the way. You do your 4 square knots, then you cage your 2 pearls, 4 square knots, and then you bring them all in. If I can have the bracelets, and then you bring them all in together, as I've got them here. So that's it. So we've got the full section. Yeah. Then we separate. We've got our 4 square knots. We've got our hexagonal flower shape. Repeat at the bottom with your 4 square knots. And then do a couple of square knots either side of the focal opal. And continue. And then continue. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, have that in the centre of your bracelet and then square knots. So it doesn't actually use, for a beautiful bracelet, it doesn't actually use very many gemstones or much cord, really. No, but it looks really statement. Yeah, Mark, really nice. Thank you so much for all of those demonstrations. We're back with Mark for more, but first off, star bye.
Something brand new for a star buy, anybody? I love owning something new. I love having something slightly different. Oh, wow. 2 of these. Let me just show you the size on these. Look at the high shine polish on them. Wow. Isn't that elegant? This is your high polish brass oval crochet design we've got here, and it is in, well, it's a focal design. It could be classed as a connector. What I love about this is it has got that kind of mandala feel about it, you know, where you're kind of drawn into this element and you're kind of, it kind of almost kaleidoscopic actually in its appeal. What you have is 2 different sides as well. This side you've got the texture. Now can you see that? You've got that speckling. You've got that way in which we've got those lumps and bumps on there, so it really disrupts that light. If I spin it, there's your high polish, there's that high shine, there's that mirror-like gloriousness which will catch the eye each time. This could make you beautifully a 2-sided piece of jewellery. Maybe this for your day wear because of that kind of interruption, let's say with the light, or that big bright high shine for your nighttime glamour. One of those reversible pieces for you. You are getting 2 of these in total, as you can see, and they are by no means measly pieces. Look at that gram weight. Way over 12 grams worth you've got on these ones in total, and it is brass as well. So with brass as we have it here, it's got a gorgeous weight to it. We always say that when you feel brass, you have this inherent weight to it due to its makeup. And because of that, a lot of people who work with it feel like it's very luxurious. It's the same kind of story, I suppose, like when we work with clay. And a lot of people will weigh down their clay with things inside to make it feel and appear more sturdy. This is that kind of same design. It feels sturdy. So if you're going to be working with this, you know that you're going to be able to do so many different designs, and you know it's going to last the test of time. You could pattern onto this if you wanted to. You could actually put resin into these, almost like a stained glass window effect. It is brass, so you could bake it with the likes of your polymer clay if you wanted to pick out little individual elements, or if you've got any really nice little dainty gems, similar possibly to the dainty amethyst I've got coming up for you later on, you could actually sew those onto this as a design to give a really beautiful pendant if you didn't want to use it as a connector, and then maybe use these elements for a little tassel. There's loads you could do with these. There really truly is. So do get them added to your order. Brand new crochet design filigree focals at just £9.95 for both. That is going to give statement, that is going to give a really beautiful detail and effect, and it's going to go really, really far. I would love to know what you think of these, please, Mark.
I think they're brilliant. I think just for pendants, just one in the centre, and you've got that loop at the bottom, and then if you count out 6 little holes going from the centre up either side.
Okay, yeah.
And then you had your rosary link chain tassel underneath. You could do a really long bib, couldn't you, just coming from that one point.
That's a
Big
really
earrings
nice
as well,
idea.
the same sort of feel. That'd be brilliant.
I really like that idea of counting down from them.
Yeah.
I think that would be so kind of dramatic, but not over the top.
Yeah, I think it was amazing.
I like that idea a lot. And £9.95, what do you think of the price?
That's for 2, isn't it?
Yeah. I always think when I see things like this, when I go on the high street and when I'm going, you know, even just to get my food shop, and you have the kind of low cost jewellery section, don't you, usually buy the sandwiches or the clothes or whatever. I would find it hard to find a focal pendant like this on just a brass chain for £9.95 for just one. I mean, it would have to have been in the sale.
I mean, we had Fleur on this morning, didn't we? Just imagine that as your watch face, and then have chainmail around the size. That would be beautiful. I think that would warrant it, because it is quite a chunky piece. I think you'd warrant. I think
balance almost.
balance. Yeah.
Oh, I love that idea. That'll be really, really eye-catching. Well done to all of you who are treating yourself to these. Lots of multi-bidders. Make sure you are checking out. People are asking about the beryl. It's coming in our 4 o'clock hour, okay? And I really, I'm going to say we are going to try and move it forward for you if we can. We don't think we can, but because we don't think we can, I'm just going to say, you know, I said under £75. I meant under 70. Okay, so do stay tuned for that. It's well worth the break. If you love these and you want something a little bit quirky, stay tuned, because I've got loads more coming up straight after this break.
Did you know when you book on a Jewellery Maker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre. You can now book Jewellery Maker workshops online. Just head over to our Jewellery Maker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you have found a workshop you'd like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button. Fill in the required fields and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator Wendy at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you.
I think when I look back on it, I think I was brought up as a beader, not a jewellery maker, a beader. Because, you know, we always had my granny's button box and lace box, and, you know, you could go through her beads and put them all together, string them, you know. Jewellery Maker is quality, and if you want the quality, that's who you've got to go to. I like your presenters and the certain ones. Yeah, and it's a shame it's so far because I'd like to do loads more courses. But yeah, I will always be buying from Jewellery Maker. I am that sort of person with energy who likes to jump from medium to medium. Depending on what day of the week it is, depending on what I feel like. I find I work differently if I'm sitting in my workroom at the table than I do when I'm sitting with a tray in front of the television. But yeah, no, I would say to new people coming in, if you are looking at genuine gemstones, it's got to be Jewellery Maker. I would say look at the bundles, because I think you do some really good bundles. And press the button quick and buy them. You know, don't wait to think about it, because I think that's one of the big things is if you wait, it's gone. You can always order, and what I usually do is I'll order and I'll have other things in the back of my mind that I can add to that order to get your postage money's worth. Yeah. And if I don't like it, I can send it back. But I think that is the way to buy.
When you place your first order with Jewellery Maker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces, and the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today.
Hi there, we're here at the Jewellery Maker Summer Garden Party. I'm here with Rainey. How are you?
I'm fine, thank
Are
you.
you having a nice day?
I am, yes.
Fantastic.
And it's dry. Wonderful.
Isn't it just? It's proper sunshine today.
It is, lovely.
Gorgeous. Now, Rainey, later on this month, we've got a special Pearl Day coming up on Jewellery Maker, where you are going to get the chance to come in and get these 3 strands of genuine freshwater cultured pearls. They're all metre lengths of pearls. Are you a fan of pearls on Jewellery Maker?
Yes.
What kind of things do you like to make with your pearls?
Well, my daughter makes necklaces. I like to do tiaras.
Oh,
bridal.
Perfect. Okay.
And
Now,
combs and...
oh, wonderful. You are going to get the chance to come through on our web, on our phone lines, and get these 3 metre strands of genuine freshwater cultured pearls. We're going to be taking them all under £100.
Have you seen the prices in the jewellers' shops?
I take it you like the idea of that.
I do, yes.
Yes. Are you going to be with us that particular day? I think it's going to be the 22nd, 23rd of July.
If I can, yes, of course I will.
Definitely.
Yes.
Another satisfied Jewellery Maker viewer there, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Jewellery Maker. My name is Rebecca Reddicombe. But you can call me Becky. Thanks, Ben. Director Ben there, got my back as per usual. It's lovely to be with you this afternoon, and I am joined by a lovely guest designer who, can't wait to hear his opinion on these, is actually starting on his challenge with a bit of a jig. It's Mark Smith. Hey, Mark.
All right, that was a bit of a jig.
With a bit of a jig. Mark.
This stuff's ace.
Yeah, you're loving it. This is the challenge
green
we
is
gave
amazing.
for the break.
I don't think we've had this before. This green.
It's really, really interesting mystic colour, isn't it?
Yeah, I just love it. So I was doing some paracord techniques with Zari cord, which I talk about all the time, but I've never actually done on the show. So we'll see how it goes.
So we can have a little look at that for our challenge. I need your opinion, please, fine sir.
Ooh, wow, they're a bit contemporary.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I love watching house programmes on TV until they say contemporary with a twist.
Oh, why? What don't you like about that?
It's either contemporary or it's a twist. You can't have contemporary and a twist. So for me, this is pure contemporary, isn't it? That's amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
Why can't you have contemporary with a twist?
No, because everything has to have a twist, doesn't it, at the moment? Why does everything have to have a twist? Why confuse the issue? Just contemporary.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, sorry.
I love how you have these little quirks and these little eye-catching things about you. Because I'm the same. Little things that just rub you up the wrong way.
I know.
Contemporary with a twist, that is a good one. So these are contemporary.
Full stop.
Full stop. What do you like about these contemporary honeycomb pieces?
Well, I'm just wondering, I don't like the word ram or push or squeeze, but you could get gemstones in the little holes, couldn't you?
Yes.
So I'm just imagining that maybe the opal wouldn't fit in, but if you had a graduated strand of a faceted round, you could start dark at the bottom and work up, tassel at the bottom, earrings.
Bit lighter and lighter each time.
Yeah.
What would you do? Would it be a pendant for you?
Earrings.
Or earrings.
Yeah.
Earrings.
Chain tassel from the bottom, and then shepherd's hook from the top. Because they look substantial, but they don't look heavy, or are they heavy? Oh,
no, they're all right.
They're all right, are they?
Just over 6 grams.
Wow.
So,
gosh,
a decent amount, enough of weight, but not to give you a batter, if you know what I mean.
Just imagine pendant and a Claire McDonald wirework bumblebee sat on the top.
Oh, I adore that idea so much.
We should get her to do it.
We really should. That is such a lovely idea.
That'd look amazing, wouldn't it?
A little wirework bumblebee coming from these.
Yeah.
Oh, and let's go whole hog. Let's throw in a flower with it as well.
Yeah.
How's about that? Really finish off that theme. Oh, I love that idea, Mark. I have got for you here your brand new honeycomb pieces, focals, if you will. High shine on one side, textured on the other. Your price point today for the both. Ooh, I like that mischievous giggle and then a
They've got a look of the British Isles about them as well. Or is it just me? The shape, it looks like a bit British Isle-ish.
So what are we saying? Sort of Scotland?
Yeah, Wales and then Cornwall and Devon.
Wales,
and
Cornwall,
Kent.
Devon.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. I can see that now you say it. I can see that now you say it. $6.95. Loads of you already multi-purchasing on these. However, we did have technical issues at the start of our last hour and going to make up for it in this one. We're dropping the price, everybody. Now, this price drop will only last until 8 o'clock. You want it, you got to come in and get it. It's 0800 644 655 for just £4.95 for both of these, working out around £2.50 each one. What a focal piece you're going to be able to create. What an eye-catching look you're going to be able to create. Imagine going to get, big, bold statement earrings like this in a shop, in a store, whether it be your high street, whether it be the likes of your Savile Row, you are going to be getting something unique, something bespoke, and it's going to be a price tag to match, isn't it? This is not that type of price point. This is the type of price point that you can just add this to your order. You can get these home even without a specific idea in mind and make to your heart's content. $4.95. What do you think of that, please, Mark?
That's brilliant. I think they're quite vintage as well, but not old vintage, but sort of 1970s.
Sort of vintage with a twist?
No, not a twist. No. But you've heard of a fashion designer called Mary Quant.
Okay, yeah.
She went through a phase of using hexagons quite a lot back in the day, so they're bang up to date, aren't they? But in a vintage.
Yeah.
Is there a certain amount of years before something's vintage? You can have vintage
Yes, there is.
1970s, can't you?
Yeah, there is.
80s?
It's when you're selling things, isn't it 15 years or something?
Oh, okay.
I can't think it's
so
something like that.
1980s, you can have vintage 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that. There's two different eras that classify as vintage. One of them is to do with jewellery and clothes wear is a certain amount of years, and then other things have to be further back.
Right.
Yeah, I did learn it once but forgotten. Anyway, $4.95 for you. Well done to everyone. You were talking about rounds. How about we add some rounds to the situation? This is low stock Labradorite, everybody, so you've got to be quick off the mark if you want to get it. Need for speed is right. 0800 644 655 or join us at JewelleryMaker.com. This is going to be on and gone, so take a little look, fall in love, and then pick up that phone. Wow, really great amount of colour in this, in particular as I know the price of this. I wouldn't expect that amount of colour actually for the going price we've got, but it's because it is a natural strand. That you're seeing underneath the surface is referred to as labradorescence. It is a naturally occurring phenomenon, and it's something which you don't always get in Labradorite, only in really good quality. The fact you've got it even under these lights go to show great quality, but the price point goes to say, maybe you wouldn't expect that. £8.95, a really huge amount of you have already got this. And already own this. Totally and absolutely natural Labradorite for you today. Look, you could even see the beautiful blue schiller, that wonderful effect from where you are now. That is no mean feat, I can tell you that for nothing. 24 of these available at this opportunity, and I don't want anyone to miss out. So don't forget, everybody pays a final closing price. You saw the arrows come in for this, that means we did drop that price point. Everybody pays that final closing price, whether you're the first one in and you pay the full price, or you're the last one in and you pay the low price. I would just say, when you see price drops like this, get in quick and get them out whilst you can, checking them out of your basket at any opportunity. 8mm on these ones, a size we don't get to see and a shape we don't get to see, for a price for that quality in particular we most certainly don't get to see. Just £8.95, and we've got 20 of these ones left. It's going to go so great if you're a brand new person, because as a brand new beginner you get things like this. You get a DVD and you get a get started booklet. Yeah, brand new person does make it sound like I'm talking about a baby, doesn't it? If you're a brand new person, get mum to call. No, if you're a brand new jewellery maker, let's say, you get this starter pack. And with the starter bag, it shows you step by step, visually and described, how to make loads and loads of different things, and you'll be able to notice time and time again you're working with rounds, because it's one of the go-to shapes to work with when you're starting out. So these are going to be perfect for it. And to be able to get your hands on the DVD, the booklet, all you're going to need is your toolkit, which you will be able to buy offline. Call our call centre, they'll be able to help you out with a toolkit. And a strand like this, you're going to be way up on your way. 13 left, and lucky for some, gonna leave it with you. And another low stock opportunity on this one now, and this is going to absolutely fly out the door. I've got less than 30 available. Oh my goodness, good in the picture, better in real life. Black pearls, 0800 644 655. It's less than 30 opportunities. That is a deep, rich, inherent colour that we've got on these. It's almost got a touch of the Tahitian about it, but with a slight kind of more element of that forebode. Totally unique and individual in this look. And you've got 6mm rounds on these. Okay, I've got under 20 of these available now. If you do want to add these to your order, you do have to be very quick off the mark. I think we don't get to see things like this often at all, do we?
No. We've had a couple of strands recently, and I think it's been too long since we've had them.
Yeah.
Something like black pearls, they're amazing, aren't they? That's a really nice size as well. To go with the lavender pearls from the kit, I just think the two of them together.
Perfect together.
Wouldn't it?
Perfect. I'm into my last 10 now. If everyone were to check out, £6.95 for you. It's 14 opportunity. If everyone were to check out, I would be under 10. You're all coming in. Hello to Alison Tarry. Oh, Alison, you must absolutely hate it when you buy things, because you know it's always going to be referenced. I'll make you feel better. Kimberly's there with you. Catherine's there with you, as is Linda and Charlotte and Sue. If everyone checks out, it's gone. It's fastest finger first now. Final few at £6.95. Now let me bring to you on those final 4, well done to all of you, a really dainty, delicate strand, which is really going to set off this stunning beryl I've got coming up for you later. Do you love dainty pieces? Do you love working with pieces that aren't fiddly but dainty, because if you do, then this is the one for you. The drill hole on these for the size is epic. You've got 2 temporary cords running through these, yet still they've got that dainty look and appeal. If you love your jadeite, you're going to love this, because it is that gentle amazonite. It's not the Russian variety that we've been getting of late, which is very bold, very over the top in its colour, in a beautiful way, don't get me wrong, but very, very bold colour. This is more of that jadeite-like hue, isn't it? And what a great way to make your jadeite go further with something like this in between each of your jadeite. It's not going to overpower it, it's not going to overshadow it, it's just going to make those jadeite go further. And when you're working with the likes of a jadeite, it is a high cost gemstone, it is an extremely rare gemstone. The further we can make it go, the better. Things like this are going to be perfect to pair alongside that. Like I say, great drill hole on these, so you're not going to have a big problem with different wires and different delicate cords going through these. It's going to be one of those that gives you a really big impact for a very delicate look. Totally natural Chinese amazonite with that jadeite look and appeal, but nowhere near the price. It's a genuine natural amazonite. That was a true woo from you, Mark.
Well, I remember last weekend we had the seed. Well, I don't know if you watched any because you were poorly, but we had a seed bead weekend. And on the Saturday, I confessed to viewers on Wednesday night that I bought every kit on the Saturday, and I think it ended up I've got about 27 tubes of little seed beads. Wow. And part of those were called super duos, I think they called the little,
with the two
little drill holes.
Yeah.
So I've been doing some experimenting, and I've bought a book on designs, and just to incorporate something like this beautiful amazonite with, I've got, it's like a really deep, dark hematite metallic, near enough of sort of a black pearl colour. Just using the super duos with amazonite, or a super duo with a beryl, just to incorporate the two together.
I love that idea.
Yeah,
I really like that idea. And you're keeping the balance there, because the seed beads themselves aren't over the top in size, are they?
No, not at all. No. I think they'd be amazing with this.
And do you think, because obviously if you've not met Mark before, Mark does make and sell a lot of his jewellery. If he's not here, he's pretty much at a fair of some sort selling jewellery. Do you think seed beads and genuine gemstones sell together?
I'm gonna have a go. This will be my first Christmas incorporating the two, but I don't know whether to have a gemstone section and a seed bead section, or combine them. Yeah. It's one of those.
Maybe text in. Maybe text in if you've given it a go. 60777.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's going to be a bit of a gamble, isn't it? A bit of a, not a gamble, a bit of a risk.
Yeah.
Or just take.
Can't you do all three?
Well,
or is that a bit much?
No, I don't know. We'll give it a go. Test the water a bit.
Yeah, do. And let us see pictures, please.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks. $3.95 for your final few opportunities. Loads of multi-bidders. Yes, it's a genuine gemstone. Yes, it's completely natural. And yes, it is a bargain. Cheaper than a baguette and chips every time. Well done, everyone. £3.95. Okay, got another low stock opportunity for you here, and it's on an extremely high-end strand. This is epic quality. The saturation of this one locational gem is not to be ignored. The smile on Mark's face, I could not ignore then. It's in my peripherals, and he looks like a Cheshire cat.
That's
Why?
Amazing.
It's phenomenal.
Just to get that central bead, that's just, look how deep blue that is.
It really is epic, isn't it?
Does this come in a little box, this strand, do you know?
I'm not sure, you know. I'm not entirely sure.
It deserves a little box.
It feels like it should, doesn't it? It really does, because of that intense saturation. When we talk about saturation, we're talking about the strength of colour. And you've got a lot of strength with this. No wishy-washiness, just that idyllic look, that idyllic appeal. Tanzanite, one locational gem, only found at the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro, found totally by accident, but boy was it an accident worth making. 35 carats worth on this strand. It is so low stock at the moment. We have had closures of mines within the last couple of months, and that has had a detrimental effect on the amount we've been able to get in our recent orders. We have still been able to get it, but it's a smaller amount, and we think we're going to be having to pay a higher price point than possibly we were. I mean, we knew it was going to happen. Obviously, you're going to have to see those prices change when we bring them to your screen, but this is one of our older strands, which is why we've only got, how many left did you say? About 15 left, that's it. So come on in and get them whilst you can. Rich, intense, beautiful Tanzanite. You've got an incredible price point for your final few opportunities. Your price point today is really rolling down. Just accidentally meerkatted then, didn't I? How strange. Do apologise. Don't expect Tanzanite to go down. because it's going up everywhere else. Not today. That is incredible. That is astonishing. Wow. Tanzanite is so far up in price at the moment. I mean, last year we were up around about 1,100 or 1,050-ish% on the year before. At this moment in time, it's just rising and rising and rising. And with those mine closures of late that have had a massive effect on the yields we're taking out of the ground, the price just seems to be rising even more in the trade. It really does. So, and a lot of people are actually getting it and essentially storing it for a rainy day. That is a great price. I would not expect a price drop on it. I would never expect that quality on that price on this quality, actually.
No, completely not. I read a report recently that not only is Tanzanite getting scarce, not only are they having to mine deeper, but the miners are leaving because they've recently discovered a huge deposit of helium. Massive helium, and everyone's vacating the mines to move on to help with the helium mining.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, it's not good, is it?
It's getting tougher and tougher and tougher. And also, they've had this, they've regenerated, let's say, the Mineral Act of 2010, which has basically said that if you haven't got decent enough yields coming out, and if you haven't got the right paperwork, we will close you down instantly.
Oh, gosh.
And that has happened in the last few months. So people have essentially, we've had them closed down, some of them for a couple of weeks now, and if they can't kind of come up with the right paperwork within a certain amount of days, see you later, sweet potato, it's gone, it's revoked.
Gosh, I didn't know that.
So it really is being affected, it truly is. Well done to you all, £39.95. Don't forget, if you see a price drop, it ain't going to stick around for long. It'll be back up to its original price at what time, Ben?
What time? 8 o'clock.
Well done. Well done, Ben. Director Ben has switched over now. He's behind the camera. Hey, Ben. There he is, my wonderful director. Lots of audience participation from Ben, as per usual. Thanks for that. He was really paying attention.
I was focused on my job.
You were focused on your job. Very well done. $39.95. Okay, very quickly. Where is it? Sorry, the rondelles. I've got a real quick strand, wow, to do for you. Didn't expect this amount of, really bright, bold, less than 30, so it's last chance saloon. Your need for speed is on. 0800 644. Oh wow, that is bright. Sorry, 655. Should finish off that phone number. I just got slightly captivated for a moment there. Wow. Wow, this is high end. You can tell instantly it's high end. Look, hardly any internal kind of silks. Whoa, look at that glow. You can tell it's Madagascan. You can tell it's out of this world. What you can't tell is that it's natural, because many people would not believe that Mother Nature makes these types of colours, but boy oh boy, she's a good one, and she does. This is a real high, bright intensity strand, and it does look out of this world, and actually has been found out of this world. It's been found in outer space. This itself, not from outer space, this is from Madagascar. And with Madagascan apatite, you do have the opportunity for lots of silks inside, which basically means it can look a bit foggy, a bit opaque. It can look a little bit like it's got loads of internal detail and effect going on that maybe you wouldn't want there. You get that a lot with all apatite actually, but this one absolutely and totally eye clean to me. No blemishes on that surface, real nice high-end polish, and because of that lack of silks, because of that lack of kind of effect within there, it really does strengthen the look of that colour, which is natural by Mother Nature. Final few of these, we're in our 20s on it now. Let's treat yourself to them whilst you can, and we're rolling it down. Now this is a need for speed. I'm forewarning you. If you like getting £5 back in your pocket, you should ring in now, because these are going to sell out very quickly indeed. Yes, everybody pays that final closing price. This is 26 I've got available for you now, and that is very slowly but very clearly ticking down. There are so many of you with this in your baskets. Look at that glow, look at that detail. Because of those lack of silks, you're going to get this brilliant, it's going to illuminate the décolletage. And what I will say to you is, everyone who's got it in your basket now, you're all racing for that £20 saving, because yes, I've just taken off £20 from this. Don't worry, everyone who came in from Merseyside and Lanarkshire and a collector, Manchester, in Undisclosed and Greater London. All of you had already checked it out at the original price. We all pay that same closing price. It just means that you're not in this elbow fest at the moment, which everyone else is in. So please do stay on those phone lines. I don't want you to miss out. If you hang up now, you're probably going to miss out. But don't worry, it's a free phone number. And if you are on hold, sit back and enjoy. The hold music is a delight. £29.95, final 13. You know what that means. Unlucky for some, but I hope it's not unlucky for you. Well done to every single one of you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The amount of people that have been asking and asking and asking is through the roof. It's kind of on par with the beryl that we've got coming up for you later. If you love your high end, if you love your elegance, if you love everyday appeal and wear, now is your opportunity to own something incredible. It's your star buy. This is really, really going to captivate. I want you to see the individual links on this astonishing chain, which has a really individual movement to it. I've had this on since, what time did I put this on at? Kind of when I got in. I had this on since about 10:30 this morning, and I really, really, really did not want to take it off, but I have to so you can see it. This is an incredible individual necklace. Sterling silver with lashings of gold. How individual is that link? Twisted bar link. So essentially, what we have here for you is a really beautiful individual detail that kind of domes out at the side and back into the center, giving this hourglass look and appeal to every single link. You've got sterling silver at the heart of this, which is a very precious metal indeed. Sterling silver itself is something which has so much of a kind of name to it. It has so much of a well-known kind of status. It is something which well, basically, it gives you so much light back to the eye. It gives you more light back to the eye than the likes of your titanium, for example. And because it gives you so much light, with that gold over the top, it actually makes the gold appear to shine more than it would if this was just pure gold in my eyes. Now, with this detail and with this gold over the top, and I do need to let you know it is real gold, okay? This isn't a gold colour or a gold paint or a gold emulsion, this is genuine gold over the top of this. And I think it's very important to state that because I think sometimes we can underestimate gold. Gold is such an ancient treasure. It's something that's been with us for a long time. It's something which is said to have been mined and with us since 2500 BC. So it is something which has been with us for well, millennia, essentially. And it is an ancient treasure which I think now and again can be misunderstood. We all know it's extremely rare. But rare in what sense? Well, I suppose the go-to term is that it said that every, even if you collected up all the gold that we could right now that was available to us, and you melted it all down, it would fit into, the world over, it will fit into an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Now that kind of actually weirdly sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's not. When you're looking at gold, you're looking at something very individual, and it's measured in a unique way. You measure gold, as I'm sure a lot of you will know, so I do apologise if I'm kind of regurgitating something you already know, but it's measured in ounces, but it's measured in troy ounces, okay? So a troy ounce is the way in which you will measure gold. So when you hear them talk about ounces on, say, the news or whatever it might be of gold, they will be referring to troy ounces. And so it can actually mean that when there's, sort of commenting about ounces of things, it can actually sound like quite a lot. But what they're referring to is troy ounces, and those are actually 12 troy ounces to a pound. That's it. That's all. That's how extremely unusual and difficult this is to get, that it has to be on its whole other scale, because if we were to do this in ounces, the numbers would be so many zeros after, it wouldn't make any sense. So it does in many instances have its own gauge, if you will. Now, put that in terms again, okay, so 12 troy ounces, you're looking at 12 troy ounces being a pound. If you were looking at the price of gold at the moment, let's say it's around $300 per troy ounce, that would mean that to get yourself a pound, you'd be looking at around $1,500. So it's a massive, massive difference, and something definitely to take into account. The fact of the matter is, it is an extremely rare metal, and yes, it is said to be true that if you got all of the gold that was still going now and has been mined and you melt it all down, it would fit into a swimming pool size, an Olympic swimming pool. But the interesting thing about this is it is an ancient treasure, but it's a lasting treasure as well. Because with all of that taken into account, with all of those troy ounces taken into account, with all of that detail about it fitting into a swimming pool, you have to remember that it dating back to 2500 BC approximately, that it suggested that around 98% of all gold that has ever been mined anywhere in the world still exists to this day. This is a lasting ancient treasure. And it's over the top of this glorious sterling silver in this unique and individual design. Every single one of these has an element of luxury to it. It's a necklace, it does have your bolt ring clasp and your extender chain on this also. Your price point today for sterling silver and gold I was shocked too when I saw it. I was shocked too. Now is your opportunity to pick up that phone. Look at the amount of gold, that very precious metal you've got over there, and look how it interacts with the surfaces of these hourglass shaped links. Every single one individual still got a beautiful amount of movement. You know, there's no stiffness, there's no separation, let's say. It's individual, it's got a fluidity. Mark, this is, I think, a really beautiful look and design. I love the way that the light moves. At $12.95, what are we thinking?
Brilliant. I think it's quite a piece for the gents as well. It's quite substantial enough for the gents, I think.
I'm on you with that.
Yeah, I shouldn't do this, and it's probably a bit snobby, but I always talk about our jewellery when we're talking about the high street shop that has the catalogues and the pens.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I think our prices are phenomenal, and if you're looking for a chain for a Christmas present or a birthday present, that's probably one of the places that you'd first go to get a bargain.
Yeah,
I think.
agree.
And I think we probably kick out of the water with our prices and the type of jewellery that we sell here. So I don't think that little catalogue shop would be your first stop if you're on a smaller budget. It's definitely here. I hope I haven't offended anyone talking about that shop, but that's just how I feel.
No, and I can understand that.
Yeah.
In particular, when I say things that we get used to here at Jewellery Maker, like $12.95 is not your price.
Okay.
This is sterling silver, which has gone up so dramatically in price, and gold, which is going through the roof at the moment.
Oof.
This is an absolute shocker of a deal. Look how beautiful that is against the neckline. For £8.95, you couldn't buy one of those large posh box of chocolates for that. You just couldn't. I would prefer to give someone something that glides across the skin beautifully, that shimmers that light exquisitely, and which I know everyone's going to love and enjoy, because it's not over the top. It's not one of those kind of opinion splitters, if that makes sense.
No.
You're more likely to split opinion in whether or not you buy the box of caramels or the box of truffles. You know, this is something.
We talk about the difference between jewellery and flowers on our last show, and the fact that you've got a decent bouquet through the post now, delivery £30 or £40.
Yeah, easily.
You know, they'll last 10 days.
Yeah.
It'll be thrown in the recycling, and
Yeah.
something like this is forever, isn't it?
It really
and
is.
And then pass it on. And
It
pass
is
on.
forever. One of my friends got engaged over the weekend, one of my best friends, and we got her a bouquet of flowers, me and a group of friends, and we split the cost of it. And it wasn't, you know, the biggest bouquet, it was the medium size in a colour that we knew she'd liked, and that was $7.50 each. And this is a collection of us, you know, a big amount. I think the bouquet itself came to about £49 or something. Now,
Wow.
I think
Yes.
this is going to last longer. You know, 98% of all gold still exists.
Gosh.
This is going to last longer, isn't it? It's not going to turn to mush.
Smelly much.
Yes, smelly mush. I'm awful. I do let my flowers get to that point. I know full well that you would never do
I
that,
change the
Mark.
water every day.
Every day. Yeah. Do you do a little bit of extra food
Yeah.
every day?
And a little snip off the end. Best thing with cut flowers, if you buy them from the florist,
Yeah.
is cut the tip off and bash the end with a hammer.
Wow.
Takes up so much more water and they last longer.
What
I'll give you that one
a
for free.
great tip.
I'll give you that
Oh,
one.
Mark, I don't know where he gets it from, but we adore it. Well done to all of you. So many multi-buyers. $8.95 closing price on this. Come on in and get it quickly whilst you can. If you love chains, I've got another one for you. Maybe you're more of a silver kind of lady or gent. Then what about a gemstone chain? Last few of these ones available, less than 15, less than 15 available for you now. Look at this, genuine, oh wow. Oh, I couldn't stop myself then. Genuine sterling silver chain with these really beautiful and highly delicately faceted gems. Now, this is a sterling silver chain, and it's something we describe as a rosary link, okay? So it's a loop with a double wrap on each side that gives a real interesting appeal and a real nice movement. What you have with this one is the rose quartz in between every single one of those links. This takes work, this takes time, this takes effort. I've got 12 left now. Wood! 05 is your code. If you want to treat yourself, now's your opportunity. A metre's worth of sterling silver and gemstones at £17.95. That is a really wonderful price point. Okay, just think about this. A metre's worth of our sterling silver wire is around about £21. This is going to take way more than a metre because you've got the double loop. Toby, my producer, is in charge of pressing the buttons, and he's just rolled this down, and it's so lovely to have him back because I get things like, it's too late, I've done it. Deal with it, Becky. That is a great deal and a great price, and we are really, really pleased to be bringing this to you. It's going to be gorgeous to make your own very simple necklaces with, or your own bracelets with. You can do absolutely loads with these. It's a great one to have in your stash if you maybe want to add loads of body chains and links. Very high end. It's one of those things, like my mum used to say, you couldn't make it for that price, and I really doubt you could, in particular as the hours and hours and hours worth of work that it would take. When I first brought a chain like this to you, I asked Spellbinding Laura Binding, how long would this take you to do? And she went, it would take me no time because I wouldn't even bother. She wouldn't even bother. And why would you at that price? Over allocated now. Well done, everyone. That's about to sell on out for you. I've got some clasps now. Now, where are ye? They're in a little dish. Oh, they are right next to me. So we're going to go for some clasps now. Oh, wow. Did you say garnet first? Wow, this is pretty. This looks so high-end. That is the type of piece. It is a clasp, but I would want that as a central. I would want that as a focal because it is absolutely lashings and lashings and lashings of rose gold over genuine sterling silver with a glorious garnet in the centre. Look at the glow from that garnet. Wow. Mark, I'd love your input on this. What springs to mind when you see it?
I think you'd have to be used as earrings. I know they're a clasp, but they just look beautiful, don't they?
I love that idea.
The fashion house beginning with the V with the Medusa's head. And
Yes, yeah.
I just straight away I think of that.
Now that you've said that, I can
away,
completely
yeah.
see that. It has, it's got that flow, it's got that movement, hasn't it? And of course, it's got the colour.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that idea.
That's beautiful.
What is it that you like about box clasps?
I think there's probably one of the strongest, sturdiest types. I think I've actually seen a magnetic box clasp. I don't know whether we've had them here or not yet. But I always
possibly.
thought, why would you need Both with a box clasp. I think they would probably
It's so
be stronger.
sturdy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is so sturdy. What you get is your sterling silver, which is 2 grams worth approximately. You've got rose gold, lashings of rose gold. You get the bar itself, and you get the little box section at the base, and you essentially clip that into there. Do you want to hear if you can? I don't know if you'll be able to hear it from there. Hang on, I'll put it near my mic. Yeah, hear that? That's it, locked into place. That's how you know it's done and dusted, and that means your precious jewellery isn't going to be falling off as soon as you bust a move on the dance floor. You have got sterling silver with that hand-faceted and cut garnet right there in the centre. Loads and loads of you already in for this. Lots of multi-bidders. Your price point today, that is a sensational deal. It truly is, at £9.95 for the amount you're getting here. It does state that it's £9.25 on this as well, and it's not just about it being a clasp and that sturdiness. You could do absolutely loads with these, so let your imagination go wild. Love Mark's idea of doing a pair of earrings, and if you do want to do that, treat yourself to a couple of these to get that look and detail. Rose gold, very hard to find out there on the market, unless maybe you're looking for watches. Watches at the moment seem to pretty much only come in rose gold if all the adverts are to be believed, but to find them in findings and components to make jewellery with, very difficult indeed. With that glorious garnet at the centre, which glows and glows and glows, a really wonderful opportunity. JUPK 27. Here's your code on that one. Half and half split now, I would say, approximately between individual bidders and multi-bidders. Possibly some of you thinking of doing the earring designs. Well done to you all. £9.95 on that one. I'm going to bring you similar look, different gem. Wow. This emerald is incredible. Do we have a location? Because I think I can guess. I think you'll be able to too. Take a little look. Brazilian emerald with so much brightness, it's eye-catching. Wow. Again, same design, but this time we have got your genuine bezel set Brazilian emerald within there. Now, emerald, of course, a very well-known, very high-grade gemstone, and perfectly set within this. I think it gives such a vitality and brightness. It really is quite a vivacious gem within this design. What you have here, like I say, is a box clasp, but you can do so much with this. I actually have a similar, well, box clasp, which I've used as a gift before, and what you can do is use the main section, the round section, as a pendant, and then actually use the bar sections as interlocking, interchangeable designs for the likes of tassels from there that you can just then pop off and reuse in different ways. So it really can go very far. Now, this is emerald, so of course we're going to be expecting a higher price point, but we're still going to make it as good as we can. Your price point today, you're matching the price, okay? Matching the price point, hey, why not? If we can do it, let's do it. We will always do the best price we possibly can for you at any given moment, and this is a great one. It's 0800 644 655. Press that option 1. It's a free phone number, and it's going to mean that you can get through to our call centre, who are just down the road, and you've got over 2 grams worth here, so a real big amount in that box detail. And if I show you it from the side, and if I can, there we go. Look at the amount you're getting in there. This is not a measly amount. This is a big amount of that beautiful sterling silver and rose gold you've got within there. Loads of people coming in with these. Coming in for that one. Well done to you all. If you've got it in your basket and you're buying from us online for the first time, just a little tip. If you click to say you like it, it's gone in your basket. You've got to check it out to make sure it's yours. Do not, whatever you do, think, okay, what I'll do is I will wait and wait and wait and wait until the end of the day and just check out the once, because then I will only have to pay 1 postage and packaging. It's 1 postage and packaging anyway, no matter how many times you check out. And it's not every time, it's not on every, 10 grams. One thing or 101 things. Your postage and packaging is from now until midnight. So add as much as you want to your order and get ready to enjoy that one-off postage and packaging payment. So add these whilst you can. Well done, everyone. If you're loving that detailed look and you're loving that kind of quite ethereal feel, I think this is going to be the gem for you. Coming up now in a strand. Just need to forewarn you, the quantity on this is low. This is an extremely rare gem in which the mine closed, then reopened, then closed again, then reopened, and then closed again. This is one of the most sought after types It's a highly matrix gem usually, but from this astounding location, not as much. People are going to start picking up the phone because I'm trying to give you clues before those graphics come in. Very special gem from, for many, the best location in the world. Low stock opportunity. I've given you enough time now to call. Your graphics are about to come in. Gorgeous turquoise. What a unique and individual look this is. USA turquoise with so little of a matrix and so much of an abundance of colour that it is not to be ignored at all. This is a big, big array of colour we have here, and wow, will it captivate. Turquoise is one of those gems, I think, that is not to be ignored, and I think everyone has an opinion on turquoise. Mark Smith, I would love to hear yours.
That's just exquisite. There isn't another colour like it, is there? Is there another gemstone or a colour that's named after something?
Yeah.
I can't think of one. Does that make sense?
Yes, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, yeah.
But saying that, in our local DIY centre, a range of paint now has Tanzanite blue.
Really?
As a paint
Wowzers.
colour. Yeah, as a paint colour.
It's getting out there. Can't avoid it.
And I keep reverting back to either antique bronze or copper, if you're incorporating wire with it. I just think the two together.
Yeah, I think
Beautiful. That's amazing
makes it pop
strand.
more, doesn't
Look
it?
at that.
This is a high-end strand,
Gosh.
that's obvious. Turquoise is an extremely rare gem. Do you find it easy to come across turquoise out there?
No, and I always talk about this, but I do lots of craft fairs where people are selling turquoise that isn't. It's dyed magnesite, and they think because it's the colour turquoise, they can get away with selling it as turquoise. So if you find a turquoise necklace for £10, you think that should set your alarm bells ringing straight away. So just be careful.
Yeah.
When you're buying it.
Always
at
be
craft fairs.
careful.
Yeah,
Buy
always.
from reputable retailers
Yeah.
such as ourselves, because a lot of people do dye magnesite and howlite, and even, not that recently I suppose, but there has been an influx in people actually sticking matrices on yeah, GIA did a whole article about it not so long ago, actually gluing matrices onto entirely different dyed jaspers and things like that. So do treat yourself to the real deal. It is a unique gem, it is highly sought after, and it's yours today if you want it for just what? Why are we going down? Because we have to. Because we have to. Not because we want to, off of Billy Piper in the 90s, but because we have to. Okay, I'm happy for this. I'm getting ready and wearing. Any opportunity I can give you to own some of the world's best loved treasures, I will, and I'm going to. That's a big chunk of money off. £52.95. Everybody pays the final closing. Those collectors who came in first off, you came in straight away because you understand the rarity. You understand how this is matrix, you know, kind of matrix pure in essence. You've got that perfect split across the meat. You people who came in straight away and were enjoying it at the original price, good on you, because everyone's paying the final closer. Great deal to you all. I think this is a really, really special. Mark is just smiling and just shaking his head in disbelief, I think.
Well, I haven't done a mid-show for such a long time, and obviously this is how the mid-show works now.
Just loopy loopsters. Yes. Yeah, you pretty much, yeah. That's an astonishing deal, isn't it?
So what percentage is that off? 20, 25%?
You are the
like
maths genius, not I,
think it must
possibly.
be,
I'm going
yeah.
to smile and nod because you're more likely right than I am.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I
amazing.
think that is an amazing deal. People with it in the baskets, you're getting low stock opportunity now. So please do be quick because not a huge amount of those left. Just £52.95. And do you know what I would say as well? People still messaging in about the beryl. I have this incredible beryl coming up for you very soon indeed. Please remember we're coming up at about 4:30, I want to say. Very special, very unique, very high end. Guaranteed you though earlier that it would be under £75, and I meant it. and then I guaranteed it would be under 70. This is a very rare opportunity, not one we have had here before. So please make sure that if you love high end and you love finding out about how to own incredible collector's pieces like this, that you're staying tuned. For now though, final chance on those turquoise. I think they work nicely together. Final one on those, so please do get it whilst you can. You've got the high-end gemstone strand. Now let's have a high-end clasp. And we're going to bring you something very, very vintage. This is your oxidized vintage clasp. What an individual design that is. I love how we've gone asymmetric on this. I really like that. We haven't decided to pop the flower in the middle and then do the kind of designs either side. If I just tilt it, hang on, wrong way, that way. Can you see how that's almost looking like the leaves that's laying into the stem that's kind of setting up that beautiful flower? Really like this asymmetric design. Mark, you look happy with it too.
It's lovely, isn't it? How long have we been doing oxidised pieces?
Not very long.
This is new to me.
Yeah, not very long at all. On sterling silver as well, obviously.
Yeah.
I really like that juxtaposition. Do you like it?
That's lush, isn't it? That's very sort of Art Deco, Art Nouveau look, isn't it? It's really nice. Vintage again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going down the vintage route.
Yeah, completely. But we've done it with a twist because... Oh, I'm so mean. No, but we've done it with like a different edge, let's say, because we've kept that vintage look in the centre of the design. But I think because we've got these 3 loops, you can actually have the opportunity to add more gems to make it feel quite contemporary. Do you know what I mean? 5 grams worth of silver. We've got loads of you coming in for this and getting it in your basket. You can, whoa, you can feel the weight on that. That is no shadow of a doubt. Really beautiful detail. If you do want to add this to your order, you know what to do, right? It's 0800 644 655. Press option 1. This is your oxidized clasp. One of the very few times we've seen it. Final few chances on it. 5 grams worth, and it's just £9.95. That truly is a sensational deal because we've seen pits in the last few days in sterling silver, but we've seen peaks running up to that, and it has been going up and down in price point time and time again. And because we've seen these peaks and troughs, it's kind of hard to see exactly where that price point is staying. But at the moment, for 5 grams worth, I think we here at Jewellery Maker will be hard stretched to actually buy the materials to do this at the price point I'm showing on your screen. I genuinely do. Lots of you with it in your baskets, people still on the phone lines. Really lovely to see you all today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. Do you know what I'm thinking? You know, I've got that those 3 strands of 3 meters worth of pearls coming up for you on the morning show tomorrow. I'm thinking, what about, like, obviously you wouldn't be doing 3 meters worth on these, but hey, you could if you wanted, I suppose. A really dramatic effect. But 3 strands of pearls from here, because you've got the 3 connectors and a necklace design. And what about getting a matching bracelet? If you're planning on getting those pearls tomorrow, those 3 meters worth of pearls on the morning show tomorrow, I would definitely encourage you to be getting your hands on a couple of these clasps, because you'll easily be able to do with the amount we're bringing to you. 3 stranded pearl necklace and a 3 stranded pearl bracelet, and you would be able to do that for, well, at this price, under £130, guaranteed. Guaranteed. A real special deal that for you. Okay, well done to you all. Lots of multi-beards. Beards, I was going to say then. Lots of multi-beards, which is always nice. Great for plaiting. Lots of multi-bidders coming in on the phone lines now. Lots of you treating yourself. What I will say to you also is I've got one to own, or Otto, as I like to call it, coming up for you after the break. The one to own I showed you previously is this glorious strand of these individual hand-carved flowers, which I just think are super dainty. They're coming up for you a little bit different to usual because they are double-sided. They're coming up for you after the break, so do make sure you're staying exactly where you are. Just need to encourage you to check out on the turquoise we just did, because it's extremely low in stock now, and if you've got this in your basket, you may as well check it out whilst you're there as well. We'll be back with more, including this and more inspiration in a masterclass after this.
There are 2 easy ways you can purchase from Jewellery Maker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
We're here at the Jewellery Maker Summer Garden Party. I'm here with Tori. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Now, as a Jewellery Maker regular, pearls, you love them, don't you?
I do. You can't beat them. They're perfect in every way.
Coming up at the end of this month, we've got a special Pearl Day on Jewellery Maker where you are going to be able to get these 3 1-metre length strands of pearls.
Are they all 1 metre?
Yeah, they're all 1 metre.
Wow.
And it's going to be one deal. Okay.
Dibs.
Yeah, I know. It's incredible, isn't it? If I told you you are going to be able to get these 3 strands together in one bundle for under £100.
I wouldn't believe you, but I do know Jewellery Maker, and these are they are lovely. They're beautiful. I want them. I might accidentally have to turn on that day and accidentally have something drop into my basket and buy them. Oh. But yeah, no, that would be a fantastic price for less than £100. I mean, they are really lovely, and they look real.
Yeah.
They've got lovely orient and colour, and they're just lovely.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Tori.
Right. No
awesome.
probs.
A hit, I think.
Yes.
Aquamarine is one of the world's most popular and well-known gemstones, often found with great clarity in a light yet energetic blue. Aquamarine is a real favourite of many gem collectors. As a member of the beryl family, aquamarine's characteristic pale blue colour is created by the presence of iron. Gemstones that are coloured by nature in this way are known as allochromatic. This birthstone for March is highly sought after for its clarity, transparency and undeniable calmness.
Did you know, no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged 1 fee of postage and packaging. Select our standard delivery for just $2.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for $4.95.
Otto time. Ottoism. 1, 2, own. Otto. Just my own little spin on things. Mark likes it, I can tell. Catchy, isn't it? Take that as gonna take that as a massive yes. Pure admiration, I think. Look. Hello everybody, my name is Becky and I am joined today by Mark Smith. He's going to be getting all of a cord with us soon. Oh, aren't you, Mark?
All what with it?
All of a cord.
All of a cord.
Yeah.
With
According to the information I've been given.
That was good. I like that
Thank
one.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Mark, I I've got our Otto, or one to own for today, and I'd love to know what you think about this, please.
I think it's the fact that you pointed out right at the beginning of the show that it is now double-sided.
Which is incredible,
I've never
isn't it?
seen double-sided before.
No.
That's brilliant.
Normally,
That's
and what
really
we
good.
mean by that is normally when we bring you ones like this, we'll bring you one detail. And what it'll look like is it will be really beautifully detailed on one side and then flat on another, often with the opportunity for a half drill actually, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
But with these, wait for the magic, double-sided we've got on these. Now, that means your design surely has more workability, surely has more versatility, and definitely has the opportunity for it to look gorgeous, not just from the front, but from the back as well.
Yeah, exactly. So if you were making bracelets or a necklace, then it wouldn't matter so much being double-sided. But the fact that in earrings, you can just, it's quite carefree now, isn't it? Because you know that you're going to see both sides. Can I say something else as well? But they're 5 petals. Oh no, you see they're 5 petals.
Yeah, I'm counting.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you see that there's the drill hole goes up through 2 and out through 1? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, if you can, this is just me, but for design-wise, it always looks better if you end with the single petal. So if you had a head pin, you'd go down first, so the little ball, then the single petal, and then it would come up through the 2.
And that's all to do with the balance of your eye, isn't it?
It looks a lot better, I think, yeah. You can do it whichever way you like. But
I like that as a thought, though, and now that you say it, I do understand it. And actually, that's the type of thing that I would probably make something and not even realise whether or not I've got them in the right direction until I get that one that has gone in the wrong direction and my eye's drawn to it.
Yeah.
Like that as a tip, Mark?
That's all right.
Like that as a tip. Now, what you have with this is your white shell. So that's why you've got this natural iridescence. And what we mean by iridescence is that sheen, that shine, that glow underneath the surface. Oh, it
That's a good
almost
shot.
looks mystical, doesn't it?
That's an amazing shot.
Yeah. That's done in a natural kind of daylight almost simulator, let's say. It's much more realistic light than we have in the studio here. Yet still on this strand you can even see in these very, very faux lights indeed, which feel a little bit like you're living in a tanning shop, you can still even see that glorious glow. You're going to get the opportunity to have even more of that in your kitchen light or in your outdoor light. Really beautiful detail to these and a real lovely amount of not only white sheen underneath there, but also you've got elements of pinks and teals. I'm sure you can see those yourself. It's luminous. It's almost mystical effect that we have on them. Perfect for bridal. Perfect for those pearls we've got on the morning show tomorrow. 3 whole meters-ness. Can't believe I've just said meters-ness. Meters-ness, I've just said. 3 whole meters-ness. What? Please tune in tomorrow. It'd be lovely. I promise I'll be on form. 3 whole meters worth of pearls. These would look great in that design. Oh, Director Ollie has just said to me, he's just recorded them. A recording is like that thing you've just, like this. He's just done this with them. And he says, how would you describe them, Director Ollie? Let's say 3 meters, right? It wouldn't turn. It wouldn't turn. The actual...
Wow.
You had to move it yourself because it was so weighty. Have you ever had that before? No, never. And how long have you worked here? 6 years, and we have never had that before. That is brilliant. So do make sure you're staying tuned for those. That's brilliant. I think these with pearls, I would love to know how you would incorporate these into a pearl design, please, Mark.
I'm just thinking what to put with them. Do you remember we had the coral, those little bright orange coral?
I remember them, yeah, the 2 mil earlier on.
Absolutely beautiful because they're shaped like that. You could actually do there's a macrame technique where you have smaller beads going around the outside, similar to that hexagon flower we did. So you could have that as your centre flower, and then you can do your macrame smaller beads around the outside in a ring or something like that. Oh, that would be lovely.
That's a really nice idea.
Yeah, but I think tiara twists. I haven't done tiara twists for such a long time, but I think because they are double-sided, they warrant being free, don't they? So you can see behind and in front. And
would you tiara twist them this way? Or this way?
Because they're like actually looking at what you've just done there, you can actually turn them into amazing little cufflinks.
Oh my goodness, what a great idea.
Yeah, never thought of that.
What a great idea, perfect for cufflinks.
Yeah.
And Mark does a
Yes,
DVD about how to do cufflinks as well, and Makes for Men. So maybe you could get some inspiration from that. There's so many of you who are getting your hands on Otto, so well done to you all. Lots of multi-purchases on this as well. Names going off my screen. Your price point today, just £14.95 for this huge amount you're getting here. Now, you said cufflinks, and I love that idea. Pair of cufflinks. What kind of price point do you normally sell, or would you sell something like this cufflink-wise at?
My prices are ridiculously low. I've been told.
They are.
Yeah,
They are.
But if we had a couple of the pale lavender from the kit on the inside of the cuff earlier, and then those on the outside, £7.50 a pair.
£7.50 a pair. That's really low. That's really low.
I know.
I'm going to round it up to £9 for you, mainly because I think it should be that, and secondary because I'm good at that in timetables. So, £9, £9, £18, £27, £36, £54, £63. You're looking at about £72 worth there. That's how I do the 9 times table. About. And yet, even with the profit proportions being preposterous, we're still rolling that price down. Oh, £11.95. 1, 2 only is absolutely the case today. I didn't know we were going to drop the price. I generally don't know. We did not know we were going to drop the price on this, but hey, we have Angela's text us in saying perfect for earrings and hair pieces. Perfect for earrings because you get to see the front and the back. Perfect for your head pieces because they're going to rest really nicely. Also saying, I sell my cufflinks between £15 and £20, Mark. You are charging way too little, says Angela.
I know. I've been selling my diamond earrings at £10 a pair.
What? What?
I know.
What? Should we all agree that we'll go to Mark's stall, buy all of his things, and then sell them on at a higher price? Should we do that? That's really low. I say, yeah, £15. I actually brought a couple of pairs of cufflinks for my dad because, you know, dads are those people to buy for, aren't they? You can't. I'm not a socks kind of girl with my dad. You know, my dad's a jazzy character, as you can probably imagine. My dad's a bit jazzy, and you can only buy him so many ties. I'm always a tie or a cufflinks kind of girl, or maybe a tie pin. But cufflinks, very simple base metals. You can be paying easily £20 and upwards, and I have actually paid £60 for a pair of cufflinks, which weren't anything special, which weren't branded either, that didn't have a special genuine gemstone in them. So I think £7.50, you're an absolute bargain, you are, Mark. Absolute bargain. Well done to you all. Loads of you coming in. Names have gone off my screen yet again. B Diddy's just handed me something. B Diddy is my floor manager. She's the lady who currently has purpley blue hair. There she is. She's walking away. She's running away! That's B Diddy. B Diddy's just handed me something. Coming up for you in a little bit. Deal of the day. Oh my goodness. Stay tuned for that. That's coming up at around about 4. $11.95 for you on the lovely. I'm just thinking they would go really nicely with them, actually, wouldn't they? $11.95 reduced price. That price will be going back up at around about 8 o'clock. So do make sure you're checking that out. Just thinking. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, I need this. Just for that. Just for that. $11.95. Well done, everyone. Okay, let's get kitty with it, shall we? This kit is really, really packed full of goodies. Tell us a little bit about this kit, please, Mark.
Well, this for me is absolutely perfect because it's both spans ladies and gents jewellery. It contains the brand new thin paracord, which everyone's going absolutely crazy for. We've got clips involved, black clips, not coloured, not luminous, the black clips that everyone's again asking for. But for me, the highlight of the kit, it's one particular gemstone strand, which is just ace. I must
It's
stop saying
big, bold,
ace.
and rambunctious, isn't
Yeah.
it?
You must tell me off every time I say ace.
Must tell you off. Well, how am I going to do that? What, silent tell off, like just with the eyes, like?
Yeah, that'll do. That'll work.
Okay.
That'll work.
Yeah, no problem. I'll work on that.
Okay.
Balanced. Okay, sorry. Really chuffing myself. Took me forever. I have got for you a selection of goodies here. Now, this is something very individual and very unique. Paracord we've got in here, and I have to say, I've not seen this selection
You haven't seen the
before.
thin cord?
No, never.
We do 20 colours altogether. And,
Wow.
And we're having little bits and pieces of that. We have it in stock coming through, and these are ace. I think that's a Hogwarts colour, isn't it? See, thank you. You have to tell me off just before I'm about to say.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Let me just turn on my mind reader.
Yeah, I think that burgundy is sort of a Hogwarts colour, isn't it?
Other magical schools are available. Of course. Of course there are, loads. Like the one that the Worst Witch used to go to. And the Worst Witch, oh, it's a brilliant set of books, honestly. You need, I can verbatim that entire film. And also Monsters University is available too. But yeah, it has got that kind of colouring, that real nice richness, hasn't it? It's like a garnet colour actually, isn't it? Yeah. Really pretty. That's cool. Paracord in the fine. It's going to give a totally different look to this, isn't it?
I'll tell you the reason behind it when.
Go ahead.
Oh, shall I tell you now?
Oh yeah, can you?
Well, we've had the larger, thicker cord, okay, for about 18 months now. In fact, you and I have done a DVD on it, haven't we? And we're talking all the time about making animal collars, okay? Now, for dog collars, the thicker cord's fine, but for little cat collars, dangerous little necks, they were just too big. And also ladies not particularly liking the big, chunky paracord, so we thought, well, let's try and source the thinner. Okay, so whereas the thicker cord has 7 inner cords running through it, the thinner only has 1. And it's known as Paracord 95, and it still holds 95 pound in weight, even for a little thin cord like that.
Wow!
So now we can make daintier collars, we can make pieces of jewellery for the ladies, not necessarily big chunky pieces. So it's really been popular, really.
So can we still splice it and finish it off in the same way, even though there's just one cord?
Exactly the same. Yeah, yep.
I've not seen that before. So you've got the different sizes here, as you can see. Sorry, that was my don't say ace again evil look. Did you not see it? You've got 16 foot here in the paracord, and you've got 4mm on these ones, and you've got 1.2 as well on the slightly finer ones. That's right, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So very beautiful and workable. The clasps, the ends. 2 different sizes again, in the black. Now, we don't tend to have the black ones that often, do we?
And it's what we get asked for more than any, just plain black, because we do coloured and we do glow in the dark, but if you're making lots of gents pieces to sell at craft fairs and things, or commissions, you need the black, can't go wrong with the old black. And it goes with everything as well, so it's perfect.
Yeah, really does. And these are... They're not the only way to finish off your paracord, but they are an easy way, aren't they?
Much easier. If you're using the jig, you'll need the buckles and vice versa.
Yeah, and of course they do interlock with our jig, as it were. Yeah. Now let's get on to the gemstones. The garnet in this caught my eye, and then the obsidian for me is an absolute key as well, and I know that you are loving on this sound, so I'm going to save that one till the end.
It's probably the best obsidian I've seen as well. It's extraordinary, isn't it?
It really is incredible.
Yeah.
When I showed it to Toby before, when we were stood in the corridor bit there and we were having a little nosy at it, just showed it and instantly began to move, and his eyes sort of did a double take really, and you're going to understand why. Obsidian, very individual, very unique gem. And it's got so much going for it, caused by this molten reaction. Now let me just hold that. It's so difficult for you to see in this light. Genuinely, I promise there is a good 80% more to the eye, I believe, in this, of that sheen underneath the surface. but it's captivating, caused by the likes of this molten effect, essentially, which brought in all of these tiny, tiny, tiny layers that were kind of left behind, and it kind of disperses the light in such a manner that it almost looks like you've got this internal glitter, but that's not in essence what it is. You have got such a great quality here, and I know there are one or two here that are shining to you brighter, but that's purely because of where the lights are in here and how that's affecting it. But truly, I'm saying 80-90% of this strand has got.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It really is, isn't it? I wish you could see it. Get it home 30-day money back guarantee, because I think it's worth it, isn't it, just to see that.
Obsidian is become so popular over a certain TV programme that everyone's watching at the moment.
Game of Chairs.
Game of Chairs,
Yeah.
and it really has. I mean, I've sold so much just through the back of that programme.
Do you find people asking it?
Yeah. Do you sell that gemstone that kills? Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible
It's
how
I know.
fashions and trends can really affect things like that, but they absolutely don't. So you've got these ones. Let me give you the sizing on them, if I may. We are looking at golden obsidian, 8mm on those ones, and it's 150 carats worth on there, so a big amount for you to work with. I'm then going to add to the situation your garnet, and this is a garnet, and this is gosh garnet. This is 115 carats worth here, and do you know what I was saying about the paracord and the colouring? They do work. And you've got that lovely glisten, that lovely gleam. Garnet, one of the most ancient gemstones out there on the planet, one of the most loved, and I think one of the most unisex, actually. That's just me, but I do think so, because it's got that lovely wine-like, port-like colour. And I believe it goes with so many other gemstones without showing them off too much. That makes sense. And then finally, Mark, and I'm handing this one over to you. You are in love with this strand, aren't you?
I don't think I've ever seen a colour like it. We always look for a gemstone that we can put with our antique bronze wire, and we can have pyrite and sometimes a bit of dyed hematite, something like that. But this strand, for me, this is the highlight of the kit. It's beautiful.
It's really an eye-catching look, isn't it? What is it about it, do you think, that makes it so perfect within this collection, and also perfect for your eye, if that makes sense?
Well, for me, they're massive stones, for a start. It's a really unusual colour, a beautiful, beautiful colour. It gives everything in the kit absolutely perfectly. So I've used it with the white, I've used it with the black, I've used it with the red, and it just goes so beautifully.
Really does work.
Massive gemstones as well.
Huge.
You feel the weight, are ace.
14 mil.
I gave myself the look.
You did! You did! It's working! 14 mil on that strand. Now, this is 460 carats worth of your coated agate. Wow, that's a lot. I'm going to give you a really dramatic and dynamic effect, and as you say, goes perfectly with everything. Speaking of everything, there is a lot in here, so let me briefly reiterate. You have got a mammoth amount of your paracord. We'll explain all to you very soon. You've got the cord ends, or the clips, if you will, and you're going to be getting 5, 10, 11 of those in total. You've got the slightly smaller ones, and you've got the slightly larger ones. Essentially do the same job, but you have different looks. You've then got one of the best, genuinely, gold obsidians I have ever seen. Get it home. The lights in here simply aren't doing it justice. You're going to fall in love. You've got that glorious garnet with all of those facets, and you've got that big, bold bronze strand as well. Horse chestnut collection. Price point. We are going to roll it down. That is the price that if you went online right now, you'd have to pay that price. £25.95.
Gosh, okay.
That's special, isn't it? I worked this out for you earlier on, per component, and please bear in mind, I'm not stingy with my components. I class all of this as one component, and all of this as one component, and the individual ones as one component. We're looking at, per component, £2.35. I think you'd be hard stretched to find, even just the clips, all of those clips, 6 clips for that price. I imagine you would find it impossible to actually find an obsidian, even here at Jewellery Maker, with this much quality for double that price I've just quoted.
Wow.
I mean, this strand here.
Just for that alone. That's a star of this kit for me, I think.
Yeah.
It really is.
I'm split between that and the obsidian, I think.
Gosh. I get taken aback still after all these years with our kits.
Which is amazing, isn't it? Now I'm going to head on over for our masterclass with Mark, and essentially it means demo central we've got with him. Paracord. If you don't know what it is, don't worry, we're about to learn. I think it's a perfect time of year for paracord because I know lots of young people who can get involved with paracord and possibly would like to. Do you?
Okay. Oh yeah, know where you're going with that.
Yeah?
I know where you're going with that.
I work for a young carers charity working with 6 to 18-year-olds, and I have seen numerous wearing paracord bracelets.
Yeah.
And apparently there's a magazine, there's like a kids magazine.
There is, and it's been in a Hollywood blockbuster movie as well.
Has it?
Yeah. Tom Hardy wears one all through Mad Max.
Oh really? Oh my goodness, I've seen that, and I wasn't looking for
all
it.
the way through.
I wasn't looking at his hands. We have got a big amount of treats here for you, and if you do have the likes of, you know, younger people going on their school holidays soon, what a lovely way to get them to make something for themselves.
Exactly. I mean, we've had paracord on the show for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and we've been recommending that kids, or the parents are buying it for the kids to make friendship bracelets to give on their last day of, you know, junior school or secondary school, you know, and again you can make through the summer to introduce to your new friends, or even take back to school in bulk and sell in your lunch break.
Did you ever used to do things like that, Mark?
I didn't. I had people who did. Not paracord bracelets, though.
No.
No.
$25.95, and you can see the mammoth amount that you've created here. I mean, it does really go on and on and on, doesn't it?
Completely. And I wanted to do sort of a mix between ladies and gents, and I had a tiny little bit of white left, which I've made those earrings at the end, which is just a bit of a sort of an afterthought bonus track, if you like.
I love bonus track. That's great.
No, it's really nice. Really nice. Beautiful kit.
A really high-end kit, and we are going to learn exactly how to make with paracord. So, for you who are tuning in who've never seen paracord before, what is it? Marksmith.
Okay, I'll show you with the black. It'll be easier on the screen.
Fab.
Okay, so I'll just move this to one side. So this is paracord. Now, paracord was designed in the Second World War for parachutes. Okay, so chaps and ladies could jump out of planes with their body weight and also any machinery or tools or rucksacks that they were carrying. So they needed something pretty strong but lightweight, of which this paracord is. Okay, so it consists of, I mean, there are 5 different thicknesses of paracord. We're now doing 2.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one that we started with, which is called paracord 550, which consists of an outer covering and then inside. Can you remember from our DVD what this is called?
Guts.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks.
This is the right word, so I'm allowed to use it. This is what's called the guts.
Yeah.
Okay. Now in the paracord 550, 550 stands for
weight.
Yeah. How many
pounds?
Yeah. So 550 pounds. This little cord will carry. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And then inside we've got 7 inner core strands, and each of those are twisted strands. So if you are in the wilderness and this sounds really silly, but if your button pops on your shirt and you do have a sewing kit with you and you want some why would your button pop in the wilderness?
Priorities.
Prioritize, yeah. So you can use it as a sewing material.
That's a great thing.
Or it's a survival thing. So if you're going hunting, that's all I'm going to say. Then you've got all the inner cords inside of this. So it's really strong, really strong. And one of the good things about paracord is the material that it's made of. Okay, we can actually melt it. So if you want really neat finishes, okay, just a cigarette lighter. I've got asbestos hands, so if you do feel as though you might burn your little fingers, have a little bowl of water nearby. Okay, and that's sealed the end up, so no fraying. So for making jewellery, it's fantastic. There's no need to use glue, which is an absolute bonus.
It's done for you.
Which is an absolute bonus. Just a little tip: if you are using a flame, okay, I won't keep it on too long, but you have a blue base of the flame and you have a yellow top. Okay, don't use the yellow part of the flame, use the blue. If you use the yellow, it will burn.
Okay.
And if you're using black, it's fine. If you're using white,
you'll see it.
You'll see it, and it looks really untidy. Okay,
Okay.
so that's the paracord 550.
Brilliant.
And then the thinner paracord, which is your paracord 95. Yeah. Which again, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same makeup. So we just snip the end. Okay, it's a bit difficult to come through, but you actually have.
Oh yeah.
See if I can get it with my pliers.
That's super dainty.
Yeah, super.
Yeah,
So
I can
just
see that.
pull it through. So you have one inner core strand. There we go.
Got you. Got
Okay. So in your larger, you have 7 of those inside. So it's quite a lot of work got involved actually making and manufacturing it as well. So
Definitely.
So it's perfect. So as far as the makeup of the paracord goes, it's exactly the same. So with this cigarette lighter, you can melt and squidge, and that's not going to fray.
Nice and done.
Which I think is probably one of the best things. Okay, you can splice paracord, so you can actually splice 2 colours together, which we go into in depth quite heavily on the DVDs. I don't know. I mean, you could splice the thinner cord, but I think it would be a bit. You'd need a magnifying glass.
Be a bit fiddly.
Yeah, but you can do it. You can do it. There's nothing stopping you being able to do it. That's it, exactly. But another reason that we got the thin is you can actually incorporate the thin with the thick in designs, which I've done one at the end there. Just so you can incorporate the thin and the thicker colours and just have a really good fun. And the big statement necklace, it's all the thin cord. So as you see, you can macrame with it, you can plait it. I've had to use a bit of Essilon to get through some of the gemstone drill holes, because even at that thin cord, you need pretty substantial drill holes to go through it. But that's all I've had, is just a little bit of Essilon.
And we did have Essilon in the first kit if you need some.
Yes, we did, absolutely. So that's paracord, and as I said, it's absolutely massive. And I always mention this, but one of our viewers, Deb Briggs, has actually set up a UK paracord group, Facebook group, named after, on the back of our paracord. And they've got, I checked last night, and they've got 550 something members now. So
that's great.
That's fantastic. So if you want to go onto Facebook and go onto the UK paracord group, and lots of our viewers are making things and popping them.
Tips and ideas and stuff.
It's a really, really friendly site, really good site.
Oh, that's always
so
good.
that's just a little tip there.
Important.
So I thought I would show you the white bracelet, which incorporates a bit of gemstone. So it's just something a bit, bit glam. It's so simple. So I'll quickly show you how to do that.
I think that's a really, really nice design.
It's beautiful, really, really nice.
I like that you can incorporate gemstones into it now as well.
Yeah, which is really nice, So I'm going to be using the jig. Which
you don't have to use a jig, do you?
No, you don't. You can do the other way of doing it is with your T-pin and your macrame board, and you do the loop and lanyard technique. So if we've got time, I'll quickly show you how you do that. Okay, but this is one of my favourite bracelets, and if you've got smaller gemstones like the 6mm, 4mm, 5mm, it's perfect.
Great.
Or even seed beads. So you could actually do this technique with the thinner cord with seed beads, would just look exquisite, absolutely exquisite. Okay, so this is the jig, which I think we've got on the website. I know that we've had it in stock.
Do you have a little look?
Recently.
We might well do. We'll call the call centre
and I've got it set at 8 inches. Okay, so for every inch on your jig, you'll need a foot of cord. Okay, and in your paracord, not only the large but the thin comes in 16 feet lengths.
Okay.
So if you cut that in half, you've got 2 bracelets worth. So we've done a little bit of forward thinking. So you can get two bracelets out of each of your paracords. So what I've done, we get the buckles in the kits. Okay, so what I've taken off, this is a nice tight fit. Okay, so when you get your buckles, like when you buy your jig, for example, you'll get a set of buckles already attached. Okay. One question that I'm always asked, and we've had lots of people getting in touch with the helpline, is every time you buy clips, especially when we get a new bundle of clips in, they're like wallpaper samples. They're going to vary ever so slightly from the previous batch in the manufacturing process. I mean, it could be millimeterage, but sometimes if you're clipping on, as you're pulling, the clips will come off. Okay. So don't get in touch with the help centre and say it doesn't work, I'm going to have to send my jig back. All you do is, using a Phillips screwdriver, is detach your little plastic clips here. Take out the clips that are already on the jig, replace them with one set from your new batch, and you're raring to go. You know they're all going to fit.
And you can still use the ones that you've got on there time and time again.
Absolutely.
Great.
So that's just a little tip there. Okay, so we're going to make the white bracelet with the gemstones. So I've cut off 8 feet of the white, and I've sealed the ends, so that's already been done. Okay, and it doesn't matter which end you start it really doesn't matter. But I tend to go from the bottom up. So I've folded my white cord in half, and all I'm doing is I'm just pushing the loop underneath the buckle. Now this is the lark's head knot, which we did singly on the first kit. Do you remember the under and over and then over and under? Well, this, if you were able to do it, is the straightforward lark's head. So you push the loop through, you take the two ends, you feed them through, and you pull tight. So they're nicely attached now, okay? So then we turn the jig, and we go to the other end, making sure that we don't twist our cords. And it's entirely up to you whether you come up through the clip or down through the clip. I tend to come up as I went up through the other end.
Okay.
So I'm taking the two ends and I'm feeding them up through, okay? Making sure that we don't have any twistage going on. So again, we rotate it back. We're going to start working. Okay, so we're going to do the basic square knot, which is a macrame technique. Okay, you'll tend to notice that when you're doing paracord bracelets, lots of chaps design them and they give them really cool names. So this one, for example, is in macrame, it's square knot.
Yeah.
But in the paracord world, it's called the cobra. And then you can have piranha's jawbone and twisted cyclone and it's ace.
That's
I love
so
it.
come
It's brilliant. So there's lots of
Can
different
you come
names.
up with a new one and then give it your own name? What would you name it?
I don't know. Or if we'll think about that. You should come up with something.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Come up with one.
There will definitely be the word ace in there.
Okay. So what we're going to do, in effect, if you were going back to the macrame again, this would be now your lazy, and these would be your two working. So what we're going to do is we're going to just tie the first half of our square knot, which features on all the macrame DVDs, and we've covered the knot quite a few times. Okay, so that's the half square knot. We're going to stop there because we need to attach our thinner cord. Now on the completed bracelet I've used white, but to aid with the demonstration I'm going to use black just so you can see what I'm doing. So we've done the first part of the knot. We will eventually do the second half, but we just need to attach our thinner cord first. So with this you're only going to need a couple of feet. So we're going to treat that again as our lazy, and we're going to attach the black cord to the white cord, and you probably want 2 full square knots. I'll just explain to the viewers that in the finished piece I've used white, but for the demo I'm going to use black so we can see, what I'm doing. Okay. So we're just going to attach the cords. And you could, if you wanted to, use monofilament if you wanted it to be really
Hidden.
Really discreet. Okay, so we've done our little attachment of our thicker cord. Then we're going to move our board. There's lots of toing and froing with this, so I do apologise. We're going to take those two ends and we're just going to tuck them under our stand. There's plenty of weight there to hold it in position. And we're going to go back up to the top and we're going to do the second half of the square knot, which will cover the black knots that we've just made. So we'll do our second part of our square knot, pull nice and tight. Okay, so obviously we can see it because it's black, but if you're using white or the same colour, we'll be ready to go. Okay, so we're going to start straight away incorporating our gemstones.
Okay.
So you just need to remember that the thinner the S-lon, each time you're doing a square knot will actually need to be within the knots.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start on the left side, and we're going to thread on one of our garnets. Now the garnets have quite large drill holes because I'm using 0.9 of the S-lon. Okay, it's just slightly small to not take the thinner paracord.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to thread on a bead and we're going to take it up to the top. Not going to do anything with it, we're just going to let it sit at the base.
Okay.
Going to take both of our thin cords, we're going to slide the board, tuck the cords under, and then we're going to tie the left-hand side, let's bring this down a little bit, left-hand side of the square knot. And what will happen is as you tie, the little bead will pop up. It'll sit there nicely nestled. Okay, and then just make sure, I just give it a little pull. When you do a couple, it'll all make sense. So we've done the left-hand side.
Yeah.
We can do the right-hand side. So we take the right cord, pop on a gemstone, like so, feed it to the top. Even though we haven't got a bead on the left strand, we're still going to tuck it away. So we lift up our jig, place the 2 cords underneath, then we do the right side of the knot. And it starts popping up.
Ah, yeah, you can see
so
that now.
once you've got the second one in place, you can then go back to the first and just pull on the cord so it sits nice and neatly.
Okay.
And then we pick up the left cord, thread on the gemstone. There we go. So pull that through. Again, we don't do anything with it, we just slide it to the top so it sits in there.
Yeah.
And make sure our 2 cords are nice and tight. We do the left side of the knot, and actually the paracord pops the gemstone in position, so you don't actually have to position it. The paracord's done it for you.
That's good.
Okay, and then all you do is you just keep going. So shall I do a little bit more?
Yeah, go on. I'm intrigued with this.
No.
I like how sometimes when you're doing weaves like this, you have to really pay attention to things like how much tension you're putting on so that the gems stay in the same place.
Right.
But the paracord just does it, doesn't it?
It does it all. Yeah, absolutely does it. And the jig is such an amazing tool. I love it. Okay, you can do this on a flat surface on your macrame board, but with this you've got, if I turn it this way, you've got a good 3 inches of gap there that you can actually get underneath with your fingers and do your knotting.
Easy.
So for that side of it, it's worth every penny.
It's
It really is.
I've got the camo
Cool.
paracord now.
Yep.
And we were talking about the outdoors and how people will, you know, make this into bracelets so that they can essentially unravel it for, you know, tying down tents or whatever people do outside. This surely fits in perfectly with that kind of theme, doesn't it?
It does. It's definitely Bear Grylls, isn't it?
Totally.
He wears them as well, apparently, Zena was saying.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. This is your camouflage paracord. And it's got that kind of camo look to it, army camo, isn't it really?
Yeah.
You could see how you're getting, hold a bit out for you, you're getting it's almost snake-like actually when you look at it just out
very
like that.
serpentine-like, isn't it?
It is, really is.
Reptilian.
Yeah. You've got greens, you've got creams, and you've got blacks within there as well. 16 foot again, which means you'll be able to make, well, a couple of pieces with this, wouldn't you?
Two
bracelets
average
with
bracelets,
this. 2 bracelets. A really lovely colouring to get your hands on. Great if you are planning on getting younger people in your family involved in this over the summer holidays. You know, I can imagine little boys and little girls absolutely loving this and really wanting to work with it. 16 foot, your price point today, I mean, at £2.95, that really is a special price.
Well, if you consider, you've got your initial outlay of your jig, which the small is £9.95 for the bracelet, okay? Then you've got your buckles, which our prices are really fantastic, and it came part of the kit anyway.
Yeah.
So if you did a basic paracord square knot bracelet like the one I'm doing here without gemstones, I charge £5. For a naked, we call them naked if they haven't got a bead. For a naked, naked bracelet, you charge £5. So that's £10. And you can make one in 5 minutes.
And look at the price of this.
Yeah. And camo colours are the most popular colours. Camouflage and the rainbow, you know, there's different colours.
I remember the different one.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's brilliant.
That's a great deal.
It's nice to see it on its own. That's
Yeah,
really
it is,
cool as well.
Yeah, it really is. I've got a bundle coming up for you later, but if you like the camo, now's your opportunity, just £2.95. I'm back with you, Mark.
You're back with me. Okay, so we're at this point here, and what I thought I'd do is change to the obsidian, just to, I'm curious. Gosh, this is stunning, isn't it? You are right.
Honestly, that obsidian is incredible quality. It has to be one of the best I've ever seen, ever, hands down.
So let's see what it's like.
So you can do different sizes then within these looks?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go any bigger than this.
No.
It's 8 mil, isn't it? The obsidian.
Yes, I think you're right.
It?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't go any bigger than that. Let's try this. Let's see what it looks like. So you could, yes, as long as you can pull it down so it's snug, nice and snug, which that is. That looks really cool. Looks ace.
I like that.
So I'm thinking the obsidian.
Has a nice profile to it as well.
I'm thinking the obsidian with the camo colour. I think that look really nice.
Because of the kind of, that creamy kind of, oh, yep.
I think that'd be really cool. So all we need to do is just give it a little jiggle. No, I don't think that's too big, is it, the bead? I think
no,
I
actually.
think that sits really nicely.
Now, here's a question.
Yeah.
Would you do 3 of them, or would you do even or odd amount if you were going to do this, say, as the central piece?
What I would do it in 2, so you'd have diagonal stripes.
Oh, I get you.
So you'd start with 3 of the small, then large, then small, then large, then small.
I see.
Or you could do little chevrons, or just experiment. I mean, that's fantastic.
Experiment, do as you will.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, I like that design.
So I'll do a couple more of these obsidians.
Yeah, go on so we can see.
Look at that look. Isn't that amazing?
The quality of it is absolutely phenomenal. It truly is. I've got some more clips coming up for you in the, are they the glow-in-the-dark ones? I think they are in a little bit if you want some clips.
Okay, let's do the right-hand side. Oh, I love this obsidian.
Ones.
Wish I'd done this now.
I think they tie in beautifully.
Yeah. So I think if for the beaded, especially these, because you will have quite a few beads, you're probably looking at £10, I would have thought. And we are actually sourcing lots of, am I allowed to say?
Well, you've started, so you'll finish.
I've started now. We're, Hannah Oxbury and I are trying to source at the moment. We've got the bracelet jig, we've got the necklace jig, and we're going to get one that will separate out to 3 foot, so 36 inches. For dog leads and horse reins and all that sort of thing, we're sourcing.
Really like that
we
idea.
found somewhere. We're just trying to do a deal on metal clips because we keep getting asked for metal clips.
Great
something
plan.
a bit more high end.
Yeah.
And we're also going to be buying reels of 100 meters of paracord, not just little cards with 16 feet. So in the bulk, in the main colours. So watch this space.
Keep your eyes
it's so popular. It's taken us aback actually. We thought we'd get in and do the paracord range because it's so popular, but we didn't realise just how popular it was going to be. So
absolutely.
So we want to
expand the range.
Yeah, and we're also going to be getting fids. A fid is a hollow needle about 3 or 4 inches long.
Okay.
You actually melt paracord into the end. Okay,
right.
And then you can weave in and out of all the. Because at the moment, if I want to weave, I'm having to use a pair of round nose pliers to open, and then so it's a bit of a faff. So we're actually getting fids, F-I-D, which is the proper term, I believe. So we can able to actually weave in our thick cores with a thinner, so much easier.
You will never guess.
And forceps, we're getting forceps as well.
What for?
For tying really tight and getting in all the nooks and crannies.
Oh, I got you. But you will never guess, as I was about to say, what text message we got a minute and a half ago.
No.
This is a minute and a half ago. Any chance of fids? Isn't that funny?
Angela from Lancashire.
So happy, been asking for reels for ages. Any chance of fids?
That was a bit bizarre.
Keep your eyes peeled, they'll be with you. Okay, Mark, I'm with you again.
Okay, you're back in the room.
Yeah, I'm back in the room.
Okay, I'm going to carry on with this.
Oh, do you want me to bring something on screen?
Yeah, let me carry on with this and I'll show you how we finish it.
I'm going to bring you a bundle of paracord now, and these are in the larger sizes as well. Now, Ace...
Good to top up. I know. I only say it when I'm on with you.
I don't think that's true at all. Ace, tell me what you think is so good about this collection.
Well, again, it's the whole. I'm probably going to sound really sexist here, but paracord did start off as a chaps thing.
Okay.
Okay, and it's still really popular with chaps. And when we started getting in the colours, we get lots of bundles in aimed at the ladies. So we get the neon colours, and we get the pastel shades, and we get the glow in the dark, the luminous range. And but more men are buying paracord bracelets than ladies. Okay, that's the truth. That's how it is. So it's really nice to have bundles for the gents. Okay, of which I would say that this was. But then you've got the black, you've got the grey, you've got the silver, which you can glam up by adding gemstones for the ladies. So this is it was a win-win-win. Gosh, I'm really digging myself in a hole. I really do apologise if I've offended anyone with this.
We all know where you're going with it, Mark.
You know I'm going with it.
We really do. This is your paracord collection.
I think it should be paracord.
Yeah, but it
doesn't quite work.
No, it doesn't. Paracord collection this is, and you can see you've got 16 feet on each one of these. So you've got that black, the gunmetal, and you've got the white in here. Your price point, wow, that's like buy two get one free, isn't it? Or better.
Better. Yeah.
You can't say fairer than that. Come on in and get it whilst you can. We did have the camo on earlier on, which of course will go perfectly with each and every one of them. £4.95 for that collection. what a great medium to get into. It is so low cost. It is something that any age can get into.
Yeah,
it's not so fiddly that it's, you know, even if you've got dexterity problems, you're going to have a big issue with this because you're not. It's super quick to do, as you can see, because Mark's made this live on air. You know, it's really a wonderful medium to get involved with.
Good. And it's really nice that we're able to add gemstones as well. So we've got 2 paracord DVDs. We've got the introduction, and then we've got including bees, which you filmed with me. So we're catering for all sorts, and we've got plans for the next 2. We're just going to do. We call them bulk DVDs. So there'll be 15 demos on. There'll be quick little 5-minute snippets.
Fab, to really get your teeth into it. And it is that kind of medium. So we have got how long left of this hour? 13 minutes left. So for our final 13 minutes, Mark, it's all about you.
Well, I'll show you how to finish off, shall I?
Perfect.
Okay. So just do that. Look at that obsidian. The obsidian. Is there any way we can get that to be seen? Because it's just phenomenal.
I know, it's really impossible, isn't it? It really is impossible. Let me grab my strand and let me see if the light's any better over here. Oh, sorry, I'm walking up.
Yeah.
I wonder if the light's slightly better over here.
Maybe.
That's it. How's about we do a tilt and I'll do a twizzle and we'll twizzle and tilt together. That's teamwork.
Look at that. That's amazing.
The quality of it is astonishing.
Yeah.
This was the obsidian as part of the kit, and it is genuinely one of the best I personally have ever seen. It works really nicely in that design, Mark. I really like it in there.
I thought of that.
Because it's a really lovely kind of high sheen material.
Yes,
I think it works well, doesn't it?
It works really well. That's beautiful. Okay.
Obsidian is in your kit currently at the bottom of your screen if we want it. We brought you obsidian, garnet, coated agate and loads of paracord with clips as well, and we took it to $25.95, so a really great deal on that for you. Worked out about, what was it, £2.30 something per component. Great price.
Wow, fantastic. So we just continue. Now bear in mind it started off as garnets and we've ended up with the obsidian. And what you want to end up with, can you see at the beginning, I started on my left.
Yes.
At the top here, okay. What you want to do is end on my right, so it's diagonally opposite. It just aesthetically it looks much nicer.
Pleasing,
but obviously I've run out of space changing to a larger bead, hence why I'm on the same side. So when you've got a tiny little space left at the end of your bracelet to perform a full square knot, we go back to our thin cords and we just do a couple of square knots just to finish it off. So we'll just go in there and this will just keep it nice and, whoops, sorry. This will keep it attached to the larger cords. Bring that underneath. So that's one. You can actually push it underneath if you think that it's going to be seen. And then we'll do the next one. Okay, so that's enough. That's just keeping it nice and tight. Okay, and then you carry on with the knots. So you make sure that those are, you can actually dispose of those now, you can put those to one side. And then we'll just carry on with the square knot, just to cover the base. Perfect, so that's ended just at the catch that we need to finish in. Okay, so I'll show you how we finish now. So we take it off the jig. Okay, and we flip it over onto the back. Now this is the black cord that was left from the Eslon. So what we're going to do, probably someone's going to correct me, but I believe it's called a surgeon's knot, which is basically a knot and another knot in one movement rather than 2 separate knots. Okay, so in effect you've got a double knot, but in one movement, not 2 separate knots. And all we're going to do is just going to pull that nice and tight. That'll tuck under nice and neatly, hidden. Then we can go in and cut away the ends. Okay. We've got 2 little ends that we've got at the end that we've left, so all we need to do is just wave the flame at the Eslon. That's all you need to do, and you'll notice that will shrivel up and melt. Yeah. So it's a new thing I've discovered. So I never use glue with Eslon anymore. It's all
because you don't need to.
I don't need to.
Fab.
Okay, so we need to dispose of these 2 ends. So all we're going to do is just going to snip about 2 millimeters from the edge. Okay, cut that off, and then we're just going to seal it. So all we need to do is 1, 2, 3, and then I push down in the opposite direction. So blue part of the flame, 1, 2, 3, push down. I tend to do it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, push down. So now what's happened is all the fibres have melted to the cord that's adjoining it. Okay, nice and neat. And then we'll go to the other side. We'll clip again, a couple of millimetres from the end. We'll tip it over, go back in with our lighter, 1, 2, 3, fold down, back in.
Obviously,
1,
do make sure
2,
you're very
3.
careful when you're doing this.
Yes, yeah. 2, 3, and then push down, nice and neatly. So we've got no horrible edges.
No.
If you are using a different colour paracord, what I tend to do, I've got some permanent marker pens at home, waterproof, and all I do is I colour in the end to match the colour of the paracord, just as a little finishing touch. And then we folded it. Oh, you can put it on your wrist.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, it feels so comfortable.
Yeah, it's so soft, our paracord. That's because the quality of our paracord is fantastic. So it's so soft. Slightly big for your wrist, but...
Isn't that... I do have sparrow wrists.
Yeah.
Look at... Oh, you can see
You
the
can see it there,
obsidian
yeah.
glowing. Yeah. That is so comfortable.
Yep.
I really love that. Oh, so well done. Thank you for showing us that one, Mark. Now, Mark, I have got some clips to show, and you can... Oh, I've already brought them over. And you can tell us a little bit about these, if that's okay.
Yep.
So the clips, we've seen them on the jig.
Yes.
Can we only use them on the jig or not necessarily?
Shall I show you how you can use them if you don't have the... I would
love you to,
I would
if you
recommend
could.
to get the jig.
We'll put these up on your screen
but
now.
if you don't have the jig, your budget won't stretch to the jig. Okay, you can actually separate your 2 clips. Okay.
These are the luminous buckles. They're up on your screen right now. You get 6.
Okay, now bear in mind you want to go so you have the 2 ends opposite each other on the board.
Okay.
Make sure that you don't have one facing upwards and one facing down, because when you come to close it, it won't close. It'll stick out. Okay. So all you need to do then is just at either end of your macrame board, making sure that the buckle openings are facing each other. If you use some of your T-pins, okay, you can actually pin. Sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry.
You can actually pin. What I tend to do at home is, if I'm doing it this way, is I have 3 macrame boards on the top of each other. Okay. And then if you get your T-pins, you can actually embed right through 1, through 2. So 1 like so, and you take the other T-pin like so. It's probably best to do your lark's head knot with your attached cords.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then
do this
so
bit.
that's nice and secure. You do the same at the bottom here.
Yeah.
So you bring your cords back as though you were going to start, then you pin it, then you would start doing your macrame, but bear in mind you wouldn't have that gap underneath.
Of course, yeah,
and because you put these in quite tightly, it might be a bit of a pain. So what I tend to do is just get a tool and just place it underneath, just lift up the cords, and at least you've got a centimetre of space underneath to do your beading. So if you don't have the jig, you can still use your board.
You could still use the board and still use these ends.
Yep.
You get 6 of them. They are luminous. Your price point.
Well,
I mean,
50p each. That's brilliant.
50p each.
Yep. That's really cool. But they're just so convenient. And to put it, I think they're probably the easiest clasp. I mean, in effect, it is we call them a buckle, but they are a clasp in effect.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they're probably the easiest to clip on and off, and kids love them, and they're ace, and they glow in the dark as well. Which
is always going to be a selling point, not just for young people, but also for the kind of survival-esque side of it. You
completely, and you know, I know we're in the middle of summer now, but you know, winter's around the corner, and you know, for people who cycle, you can, because we were talking on the Late Show that you can make a paracord bracelet and use it as, in effect, a bicycle clip. Yeah. Because they're not very glamorous, are they, bike clips? No. So you can actually have your luminous. I keep saying luminous. Stop it. Luminous. Paracord bracelet as a bicycle, as a
do you mean like a bike
clip.
Chain? No.
What's
a bike clip?
So when you wrap your trousers and you clip, I think they're called, you know,
right,
to stop the trousers
I've
from
heard
going
about
in
things
the
like
gears.
That. Yeah.
Well, normally they're Velcro luminous straps, which aren't the most. They're not the most fantastic things, but so you can make paracord anklets. Let's call them anklets.
I really like that idea.
Or, and just simply because these are glow in the dark, you can incorporate them with your ordinary paracord that doesn't glow, and you still got that glow. And for kids' paper rounds in winter or kids going to school, I think it's brilliant. Glow in the dark. Everyone loves glow in the dark.
Everyone does, don't they? don't they? £2.95 for you on these luminous pieces, those buckles, and they are a 12mm. So we've got 3 minutes left of our masterclass. Do you want to do anything? You got anything in mind?
Shall I show you how to splice?
I would love to get splicey.
Like splicey, okay.
Splicing is something which we talk about, and it sounds like a quirky word and it sticks in your mind.
Yeah, it's really good fun. It's really good fun.
It is good fun. So this is a technique. When are we going to use the splicing?
If you wanted to have a multicolour bracelet, if I show you this one that I've made.
Okay.
This is what I made using the cord for my challenge.
Oh, the challenge cord!
The only way you could get this double colour design is to splice 2 colours together. So you'd have 1 colour down the left side, 1 down the right, and as you're doing your macrame, you'd get the 2-tone look. So so to get that, you need to splice.
Okay, this is the challenge. We'll remind you of it later on. I love that.
Okay.
Splicing.
This is splicing. Okay. So you've got the 2 ends, okay, and I'm going to say it as it is, you have a male and a female end.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to cut the female end, and what we're going to do, we're just going to snip it off like so, and then we're going to pull back the outer cover to show you the insides, and about 1 inch from the end, you cut all the little bits off, okay? So then what happens is, as you pull the cord back, that last inch section is hollow.
I get you.
Okay?
Yeah.
In the past, I used a biro, okay? But now I've discovered that if you have your Wags Y-Cone tool in your toolkit, as I do, it's perfect for enlarging the hole that your cord is going to fit into.
Good
so
tip.
it's like a little funnel.
Got you.
Okay, so you've got that little gap through the
I see.
centre. Okay, so that's the female end.
Okay.
Then the male end, you seal, as we've already done here, and then using your lighter, we're just going to melt it. So again, you need to hold the flame under quite a long time. You can sometimes you can see it bubbling, and that's the point where I think, right, that's it. Okay, so just get that nice and hot.
Yeah, I can see that.
And all we're going to do then is insert inside there, all the way in, okay, and then give it a really nice squidge. Okay, that probably wasn't hot enough, but I don't want to leave the flame on too long.
No.
Okay, so just give it a squidge.
So that's warming it up in there for bonding it then?
Yeah, so all the hot insides that's been inserted in here is now bonding itself to the fibres on the inside of that little funnel. See, it wasn't hot enough. I don't want to keep the flame on too long.
How can you tell when it is hot enough?
I normally touch it, and I normally leave the flame on for quite a while, but I don't want to leave it on in the studio too long.
Don't try that at home.
Okay,
obviously.
so we'll give that another go. Yeah, that was quite hot. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's now sealing inside. Normally I'd leave it under for a good 30 seconds. Okay. And then all these little frayed ends, you go under. There's a lot of flame in splicing. Okay, you go in and you melt.
And you neaten them off.
And you neaten them off. So you're moulding and heating.
Fab. And that's how you get splicey, and that's how you can get these 2-tonal designs. Yeah. Mark, thank you so much for showing us that. We've got 25 seconds left. Okay. 20 seconds now left of this time.
Carry on doing this.
Mark, thank you so much for showing us that. Really do appreciate it. We do have to go to a break in bang on 10, 9, 8 seconds. Finish splicing. We'll be back with Mark and more creations and more opal after the break.
Polymer clay I love because it will cross all ages and all mediums. You can tone it with lots of different colours to make all the shades that you desire. You can mix it with resins, you can mix it with all sorts of mediums, but not just jewellery. You can also do things like add it to your scrapbooking, your card making, and children will love it. It's a non-toxic medium, so perfect for all the family. It would just be an endless the amount of things you can make with it. I love it.
Did you know, no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging. Select our standard delivery for just $2.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for $4.95.
Ah, summer. It's that time of year where you wrap up warm, sit in front of a cosy fire, hang the stockings and... Wait, what? Yes, it's the middle of summer, but Jewellery Maker is bringing you a splash of Christmas. This Monday, the 25th of July, we'll be giving you plenty of inspiration for your Christmas crafts, party season jewellery and festive designs. So let us cool you down this Monday with Jewellery Maker's Christmas in July. Now, where's that cocktail? Get creative with Mark Smith with his Craft Fair DVD. Mark guides you through 6 sections of fascinating techniques that sell the best on his very own successful craft fairs. He concludes this DVD by sharing his own tips and hints that make his own stalls very popular. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. If you have a question or a query for Jewellery Maker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2, or alternatively you can email help@jewellerymaker.com. The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck. There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker.
Hello everybody, welcome all to Jewellery Maker. This is a very special day for us here because we've had the Need for Speed Day and wow, I did not see that coming. You can tell that Director Ben is up in the studio right now. Let's try that again, Ben. Today it is Need for Speed Day, and we have brought you so many treats, so many goodies, and this is our deal of the day for today, and this is most certainly a treat and a goodie. Deal of the day is a time that we bring you some exceptional things, and we're going to get the graphics in on this in a moment for you. This is coming up on your screen. This is one of the best quality opals I have seen. Now, let me just explain this to you. Opal. Very, very beautiful, slightly misunderstood gemstone. A lot of people believe things like opal only comes in one colour. Not the case. People often believe things that opal is now seen as a bad luck charm. Not the case. People often have all of these stories and all of these misconceptions about opal, and some of them do need to be cleared up. Opal is a gem which does not always come with the phenomenon of pinfire or light display internally. It doesn't always happen. It only happens on really good quality. The GIA explained that you can tell if you have got a very good quality, i.e. a graded quality, obviously not just by descriptions, but by the way in which you can see any light when the opal is not moving. So I'm going to give you that shot first off. I'm going to show you that straight away. And what I'm telling you to look for in this is, as I hold this still, And I'm going to put it against the black background just because the body of colour is white, so you might not be able to see against the white. I want you to be able to see, if you can see more than 3 colours in this as it's still. And by that, I don't just mean the body of colour, I mean the pin internally within it, or the flash or the ribbon, depending on which opals you pick out to look at. If you can, that tells you you've got very, very good grade indeed. And you don't even have to trust our grading on it. Take a look. Can you see more than or just 3 colours in this? Because I can. I can see blue towards the central pieces. I can see green towards the middle pieces. And I can see reds towards the end of your screen. Get ready for me to just shimmy this. That is a wow. I mean, the amount of colours we have in this is unignorable, isn't it? That really is a wow. The amount of colours you've got in there is exceptional. Loads of you already coming in for this, which is great to be able to see. I adore opal. I adore the way in which you have the opportunity to get those colours. You don't always, but you have definitely in this one, and that's why it's been given this grading above. Graded gems are always going to deserve and demand higher prices, and this is no exception. A stunning amount of quality in this, with such an array of not just pin but also flash fire internally within this, naturally occurring in Ethiopia. My name is Becky. This is one of my favourite gemstones on the planet, and I am going to show you a price point that blew me away when the morning show did it today. I know my opal, I understand my opal, I know what to expect Jewellery Maker price wise, and I know that's not what to expect high street wise. Today we took this morning to just £39.95. The start price was £79.95. That is half price we did this for. That is not the kind of opportunity that comes along weekly or actually even yearly. I can't think of a time I have half priced on an opal of this quality. Have I brought you really low quality, totally opaque opal at half price? Yes, I have, completely, but not one that's been graded. And bear in mind, when we get something graded, it costs us more. It costs us more money to get it graded because it has to go through extra steps essentially and get extra paperwork, etc, etc. I have not seen it done on a graded quality, let alone the grading that you've got on your screen now. This is not your everyday, this isn't even your your singular A grade. This is a big high quality strand, and boy does it go on and on and on. So much of it on here, and I mean the impact of this is so precise that you'll be able to see on this budding beader piece by Lovely Sue that you have got so much of that colour that is just dispersed beautifully with the rose gold, and look at how far it goes. It doesn't make it look like a small amount at all. I'm just going to slightly rotate that for you. Even from where you are, seeing that play of colour is no mean feat. That is Mother Nature's design that we have here. I am lucky enough to be able to bring you this better than at half price, and I am also very lucky to say I'm working with Mark Smith today, and I bet you are a fan, are you?
I bought this morning.
Did you?
Yeah, it's not very often you see faceted opal. That's what took me back. I don't think I'd ever seen it before. So it was, so as you said, you've got the pin fire and dispersal, but also that little bling as well. So it's a stunning strand. We would never facet an opal if that quality wasn't there, because it would distract too much. Well, I don't know what it is. Does it have a Mohs? Is it on a Mohs scale? Opal? Yeah, you're looking at, well, it varies. On like the coloured ones, your Ethiopian, you're around about a 5.5. So it's quite difficult to facet then. Oh, so the time that's been taken and the care. Yeah, pretty tricky. Wow. We didn't do it for a very long time. It used to only be cabochon cut for
hundreds of years basically for jewellery anyway.
Yeah.
It's a relatively new thing, and we here at Jewellery Maker would not do it on something that didn't have great quality. So nice little addition to your collection, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Well done to every single one of you. £39.95, half price today. Good work, everyone. Okay, let's get moving on up, as they say in that song, because I want to be able to show you something a bit different, a bit unusual, because I want to know what Mark thinks of chrysocolla.
I love chrysocolla.
I had a feeling you would. That would be my guess. You know, when you start to when you get to know someone, you can kind of almost estimate exactly what they're going to like. I knew that chrysocolla would be for you. Just before you tell us exactly why you love it so much, I need to let you know that this is totally natural. I also need to make you aware this is an extremely unusual and rare gemstone. I need to make you fully aware also that this has never been sold by itself ever before, and also that only 39 people in the world get to own this today. It's so unique and individual, and Mark is a big fan. Please tell us why, Mark.
I think it's just extraordinary that it's completely natural and it looks like that. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Look at that. That one towards the right, the really light colour, that's just beautiful, isn't it? Each individual stone warrants a piece of jewellery all on its own. It doesn't. Does that make sense?
Yes, it completely does.
They're like little planets, but they are. Look, that one there looks like Earth, doesn't it, from space? You could just sit and look at that strand for hours.
You could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I like the idea of this with that Amazonite. I love the idea of this with the turquoise I did earlier on, those drops. Gemstone from the Congo, a very unique and individual gem indeed. Extremely difficult to get your hands on. When we try and buy our gemstone, we will have we will have a certain amount, a certain pot that we will get our hands on. On very high-end gemstone strands, such as the beryl I've got coming up for you, we wouldn't normally expect to get a very good quantity because it is so rare, it is so high end. And it's not just about kind of the supply of it. I mean, the supply on this is extremely low, but it's also to do with the amount that we are kind of prepared to pay out in one go on high end gems such as this and the beryl I've got coming up for you later. I need to make you all very aware that I started off with 39 exactly. I'm already in my last chance saloon. Now, that is not what we would usually expect on a Friday afternoon for something which is regarded as a considered purchase, because the price points we're expecting usually, well, Mark, chrysocolla. It's not your low price everyday gem because it's so unique from a unique part. What kind of price are you used to seeing on a chrysocolla?
Well, I was having comparison with Charrite, along that sort of ballpark figure. For me, Charrite is sort of a lavender purple version of chrysocolla, and vice versa. So sort of, I don't know, for this particular strand, $59.95.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that is very close to where I would usually suggest it. Okay. I'm going to actually take it under 50 today.
Really?
Yeah. And there's a few reasons for that. Like I say, it's never been seen by itself before. I only started off with 39, but it will be. I don't know how we managed to do this. I'll be honest with you. I think, as far as I know and as far as I'm aware, this is because we made an order for a decent quantity. Perhaps that quantity we wanted couldn't be matched, and therefore we kind of got this as a little bit of a treat deal. I'm blown away by this. You at home are going to be blown away with this. Mark, you're going to be flabbergasted.
Oh my word.
That's exactly what I did when I looked at the price this morning.
Gosh.
That's not the type of price I would ever expect for chrysocolla,
never, ever.
It's a gemstone from the Congo. How many gemstones do you have in your collection from the Congo? It's incredible, isn't it?
I'm not convinced.
It's incredible, isn't it? Final 20 opportunities. Started off with just shy of 40 and now we've only got 19. Really individual, really unique. It's going to go perfectly with... Now I don't know if we sold out of this. Sorry if we did, but doesn't that go perfectly?
Yeah.
Even with the Amazonite I had earlier. What about that? I think they work beautifully together. Mark, I've literally never seen you look up, look down and shake your head so often.
I know, I'm completely amazed. Wow.
I think this is...
That's completely taking me aback.
Yeah, I can tell. This is a very good deal at a very good price. Lots of you with it in your baskets, including New York, Hampshire, Swansea, Cheshire, Devon, another Cheshire. You've all got it in your baskets and the name continued to top up. Please do check it out whilst you can, because I now have 15 left and there are people waiting on the phone. Another added to its basket as well, a different one in Devon. So please do make sure you're checking those out. Worcestershire, you just have. Well done to you and the other purchasers. Good luck to everyone else. Got to leave that one with you today on that very special strand indeed. Still some of the Amazonite available for you. We did a very naughty price on that, so do feel free to look back or ask about the 2mm fasted Amazonite rounds, the call centre if you want. I'm going to leave that there for a second. 13 minutes countdown until the beryl. Now, this is a very exciting strand. I've never been able to bring you this before. You've never seen this before, mid-show viewer. It's coming up for you in 13 minutes. If you've got something to do where you're like, do you know what, I could wait half an hour, please do. I encourage you to do so, because the quality of this, just take a look at it here. Wow. Next to that chrysocolla. A truly high-end, look at those peaches. A truly high-end strand of beryl coming up. Very rarely see them in faceted rounds. You know how I told you earlier on under 75? I actually meant under 70. And in fact under 65. Under £65. The quality of this I shouldn't have expected under 75, and I mean that truly, but we will be today. Last 5 of the chrysocolla, your beautiful beryl coming up for you in moments. Well done to everyone on the chrysocolla, and already I'm getting prepared to wish you luck on this. We were going to open up pre-bids on this. We were going to put up the pre-bidders, but we have decided to save it for you so everyone has a fair chance. Okay. Amber, I'm bringing to you now, and I'm going to bring you the delicate flower detail. How great would they go with in a design? Quite a good idea that I have to do so myself. Wouldn't they go well together? Wow. Amber is a very unique and strong organic. It's a beautiful organic that we have here for you, and it is genuine real deal amber, a very ancient organic, a very ancient resin essentially, given to us by trees. Only very specific, very certain types of trees, but trees nonetheless. And what happens is the trees decide to protect itself by excreting this incredibly viscous substance. And with this viscous substance, as it kind of settles on the bark, anything which brushes past it or anything that it kind of gets attracted towards it will get caught in it. And because it is so viscous, they will stay there. And because of that, you get history trapped in each and every single one. You can see the internal inclusions within these, and those could, which always amazes me, be wings or be organics or be creatures that do not exist on the planet anymore. These date back to around prehistoric times and beyond in some cases. And what you have with this is, because you've got this colour, you get this incredible glow that really adds a sunset effect to that history you've got captivated. Something individual, something unique, and with a glow. Now is your chance to own it. Not a huge amount of them left, I'm afraid, less than 80. Your price point today is rolling down. Amber is one of the most high cost, organic, that you can get out there, and it's also one of the most loved. There are shops dedicated purely to amber, and I wouldn't normally expect this sort of price alongside it, but it is going to be even lower. Pardon? Toby's going, do you know what? I've got a decent amount here. I've got about 80. No, Toby! Toby, that's brilliant! What a great opportunity. Do you know what? This organic is one of the most highly priced organics. Hang on, remind me what the original price was. So you've just taken £10 off. One of the most expensive organics that's there. You've taken it to better than half price technically, because you've taken £10 off and it's only £9.95. And one of the most expensive organics out there. Toby's just going, yeah, that's what I've done, yeah. This is a very, very high cost organic usually. I'm not afraid to tell you that my go-to gifts for my parents often is amber. Bought them both amber Christmas just gone. And amber is one of those gifts that you know you're going to get. People are going to understand what it is and understand the value of it. They don't need to understand it only costs you £9.95, and I'm not going to tell them if you don't. So do add this to your order whilst you can. Loads of you getting these. I'm heading quantity-wise now. We're looking at around about less than 30 now, because a lot of you are multi-buying on that. Get the gorgeous glow whilst you can, and while you're there, why not add a friend? Oh, it's on. Why not add a friend to the situation? Well done for everyone who got the multicolour, gentle, delicate one. I'm now bringing to you, wow, a real deep intense. Now, amber's an interesting one. Amber comes in a range of colours, and some people think it's because of different trees or because of different organisms within there. Not essentially the case. Amber will age very, 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 very slowly, and it will have different chemical reactions with the likes of acid rain and with the likes of kind of elements around it, I suppose. And because of these things, you can get an aging process which will change the colour to make it darker. So often, not always, but often, the darker the amber, the older it is. When I look at this, I think true history. The richness in it is intense, yet you can still see those inclusions. Maybe slightly better, actually, if I get my torch out, because obviously it's quite one directional in here, that light source. But there it is. Look at those cherry hues you get in your natural daylight with this. It really is a beautiful, rich, intense cherry colour you get with these. This kind of colour goes perfectly with the likes of garnet. It's gonna go wonderfully with the likes of your pearls as well. Perfect for the pearl weekend, starting tomorrow for you at 8 o'clock. 3 meters worth of pearls in tomorrow. Very special indeed. This is your cherry Baltic amber. Get it whilst you can. Your price point for this special hand carved piece. Now this could be older than the previous one because of its colour. You are going to match the price, aren't you? Of course you will. And why wouldn't he? Producer Toby in charge of pressing the buttons, in charge of giving you astonishing prices. And as per usual today, he is not letting us down. £9.95. Mark, what do you think of that price?
Well, it's buy one, get one free, basically, isn't it? So if you bought the first one at £20 and then this one as well. Yeah. I don't know which one I prefer. If I had to choose one of them, I don't know which one I would go for.
Well, luckily you don't at £9.95, really, do you? It's going to be two different fields entirely, isn't it?
I was talking about amber when we're doing craft fairs, because you don't see amber on many craft stalls unless it's a sole amber stall. You don't seem to find amber on a mixed gemstone stall. It seems to be an amber specialist. Yeah. So to be able to have amber on your stall with all the other gemstones as well, I think it's really special.
And it's going to make you stand out, and surely completely. Standing out in the jewellery making crowd is always going to be a good thing. £9.95. Final few of those. What's the quantity on those ones, Poppet? 14 now. So that's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. £9.95. Well done all. And they smell delicious. Okay, bringing you some clasps now. And these are a clasp that I think you're going to be able to get on board with, very much so. Because I can see your Kumo hemoing up a storm over there. This is part of Mark's challenge. We'll be seeing that in, well, about half an hour. Let me show you here what we've got.
Jumping beans.
Yeah, we do. These are stronger than I'm used to. That really scared me. Let me show you here. So you've got the magnets on each side, as you can see, and the design is so that you have the loops in the holes, if you will, in the top, and these then come onto that flattened base. This is where it's perfect to, for example, glue your cord ends into, for example, with your Kumihimo. You can see how strong these magnets are, and that is a wonderful thing because it means that if you do need to have your necklace off for any reason, for example, you know, you've got one of your grandkids over and perhaps they're pulling on your necklace, as tends to happen, then your necklace will come off. But it's also good to know that if you are making something with these with, say, precious gemstones on there, then it's not just going to fall off because that magnet is so incredibly strong. You're getting 3 of these in total, as you can see, and your price point on them today for all 3 is just £4.95, and they're in the black colour. That made Mark giggle so much that I could see
That's
kind of the tension in your shoulders go.
That's brilliant.
What do you think, Brill? Why?
Well, it's just, we were talking about the bell caps earlier, weren't we, that we had on offer. So again, if you want to go down the contemporary route, you know, with all your, because I think, what size is the hole inside?
Looking at 6 mil, I think, on these ones about.
So if you did you could do a Kumihimo 6-strand braid of the new paracord that we had earlier.
Yeah.
And then you just melt the ends, pop in a bit of glue inside the cap, and away you go.
Great idea.
It's job done.
Job done. Final 19 now, so please come in and get them whilst you can. Also, look, I've got some jump rings that will go really well with the colour. How might I be able to incorporate jump rings with something like this, Mark? Would I maybe loop them into my paracord or my Kumihimo?
On one of the DVDs that I've done, there's a project called the Sugar-Free Shambhala, where we square knot with cord in between gemstones, and then we cover the knots with jump rings. It's a really nice little project.
I like
So you could do that with these. These
That's
are
a really lovely idea. Are they the right size for it?
Yeah.
Perfect. And these are in that black colouring. Now, can I ask you what you think about this new colouring we've been bringing in?
I think it's brilliant. I mean, I've got so much of the wire that we've brought in as well. So for your gents pieces, it's brilliant. And again, I'm going to say the word contemporary.
Yeah.
I just think it's beautiful. Look at those.
They're definitely eye-catching, aren't they?
I mean, you could use them in between gemstones, couldn't you? Use them as a sort of a bead spacer.
Yeah, I really like that.
That'll look really nice.
These are your flat wire open jump rings. So that means, what that means is, you've got your circular jump ring, which we use to create things like chainmail. We can use in designs like Mark's just talked to us about. You can use these as clasping mechanisms as well. You can make chains with them. And essentially it means you've got a circle, but it's made with square/flat wire. So it gives you this really high shine effect as opposed to the dome we normally see. That is eye-catching, isn't it? That draws the eye in. These can be used within chainmail if you are a chainmail lover and chainmail artist. They are open jump rings as well, so very simple to work with, meaning you don't have to snip them. You're not just getting the ones I've got here, you're getting the ones that I have in here as well. So a big amount to work with, 40 pieces, your price point today. Just £6.95, and as I showed you, they go great with those class I had on previously, which we are close to selling out of now. So if you do want to kind of get a finished look, then I think you've most certainly got it here with those 2 last products. £6.95 for your final few of those. Okay, I need to just remind you, today is your Need for Speed day. Sometimes Need for Speed because on pieces like the ones I've just shown you, it's low quantity or great prices. This one is a Need for Speed because it's something a lot of you will have been waiting for. I've never been able to bring this to you before, and in fact you will have never have seen this ever before on the Mid Show at all, not even as part of a kit ever. This is totally unique, a very deserved strand of a lot of time and a lot of love. So please do bear with me on this one. Right here, right now, I'm going to cross my fingers for you because I want you to be able to get this if you love this. It is a gemstone, which is a considered purchase, but I've already guaranteed it will be under £75. And in fact, it will be under 60. Multi-beryl, stop by. This strand is chic. When I look at this and I see the beauty of this, that's what I think instantly. I think the likes of Saint-Tropez. You know, when you think of Saint-Tropez, I think of Saint-Tropez and I think of these, you know, glamorous women, very dapper men, kind of walking around in effortless style. That's what this strand says to me. It is distinctively chic. Take a little look at this because I want you to be able to own it. My fingers are crossed. Wow. Your graphics are on the screen now. Do you know what I mean, Mark, when I say this is chic and quite distinctively
I'm
chic?
sort of thinking sort of Monte Carlo and Grace Kelly and slipper launches in Capri and completely. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
A world that I'll never be part of.
No. Me either, Mark, me either. But it has got that feel to it, hasn't it?
I think it's exquisite.
It is.
Absolutely beautiful strand.
I imagine something like this to be worn, you know, as a saying kind of in your kind of Saint-Tropez arena by these glamorous people, possibly with a cocktail in your hand, which actually is quite deserving of this because when I think of beryl, I always think of cocktails in nature because that's what it is really. It's beryl is the family name, and depending on Mother Nature's cocktail ingredients, she gives you different colours, she gives you different looks. So it's very much like when you make, you know, your own cocktails at home, or if you go to a bar and someone makes you a cocktail. With this, the cocktail we've been made by Mother Nature is very distinctive indeed. You've got the likes of iron being implemented into this cocktail, giving it the blue hues. You've been given the likes of your manganese to give those beautiful blush pinks. You've even got elements in there where you've either got your vanadium or your chromium, depending, to give it that delicate green hue. You've got those colours, you've got that amount, you've got that interest across here. And it ties into that Monte Carlo kind of Saint-Tropez feel. It's not over the top, it's not in your face, it's just genuinely chic. And I think that's what it's going to bring to your pieces. It definitely will. And I think what else it'll bring to your pieces is the shape and the facet and the graduation on these. Because I don't know about you, Mark, but this isn't the type of thing or the type of way I would normally see beryl. Is it for you? No,
completely. I can't remember the last time. I mean, obviously we've seen faceted morganite rondelles. We've seen faceted. Have I ever seen faceted aquamarine rounds? Just trying to think. I don't think I have, you know. Don't think I have. We were talking on Wednesday evening about Gemporia's house designer, Sarah Bennett. And she's got a whole collection on big beryl pieces. And this is without a doubt worthy of part of her collection, without a doubt. It's just stunning.
It is a sensational look,
beautiful.
isn't it? I'm just looking online now on our website. We haven't got any faceted beryl strands on our website at all.
I didn't think we had, no.
None. The only rounds we've got are plain rounds, which is fine, but that's all we've got. We've got one at, well, they're both great prices, I have to say. They are both great prices. One of them is $69.95, and the other one is $37.95. I'm telling you that because I'm going to beat that. Now, bear in mind those are plain rounds, so it's less work, okay? This has got more work into that. It's got more work, it's got more detail, and this is graduated as well, which takes more time and effort, going from a really cutesy, dainty 4mm all the way up to a big, bold, but beautiful 8mm. I am going to beat £37.95. Now, there are so many people waiting and ready and raring to go on this one. That is your time to queue right here, right now. It's 0800 644 655. Pick up the phone and find out for yourself what we're going to go to on this, because I do not want to be held kind of accountable for not giving you enough prep, for not giving you enough time to get in on this. This is your opportunity, your time. Beryl is one of the most respected gemstone families in the entire world. On this strand, to get that shape we hardly see, to get that faceting we hardly see, to get that array of beauty and colours we hardly ever see in that graduation is spectacular. To get it at the price point you're about to see is really astonishing. When I said to you originally, guaranteed you under £75, that wasn't me being over the top and being ridiculous at all, was it? £75, would that be completely way off estimations, do you think?
That's pretty much what I was expecting.
Yeah, yeah. If I genuinely believe, if I'd have said to everyone at home, we'll be bringing you this strand and it will be under £40, I think people would have thought I'd have made a mistake or would question it.
I certainly would have done.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is spectacular. I mean, just look at how beautiful this is. I mean, it's glorious. It's rich. It's intense. Look at the strength in those peaches. If you were to make something very simple, please tell me what it would be and how it would look.
Well, the first thing I'll have to decide is whether I was going to keep it as a mixed beryl strand or separate the stones.
Separate them out, yeah.
Which I probably would.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got, I don't know, take the aquamarine nearest to me on the right-hand side of that strand, for example. You've got, well, I don't know, how many do you think you've got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you can get a really nice graduated bracelet.
Yeah.
Maybe some few jump rings or a couple of Swarovskis thrown in.
Yeah. And what price are we looking at?
Oh my gosh, £50, £60.
Okay, and that's at Mark's prices, so always add a little bit extra on top of that in your own mind. Okay, so yeah, £60. £60 for, well, not even half a strand.
No.
I need to make something very clear. The quality of this is here. The price on your screen is here. The price we're about to do is here.
Oh, gosh.
Everybody pays the final closing price point, and I want to say well done to you all who came in first off, who came in instantly, who are checking out and out and out and out. That is an exceptional deal. Just take a little look in real life how this looks, because it is incredible. I actually don't think that recording does this any justice whatsoever. I think it's because it's done on a black background. This is absolutely vibrant. It's bright, it's glowing, it's got clarity, it's got integrity. It really is distinctively chic. It's got those beautiful peaches you would hope for. You are essentially getting one of the most highly priced, most expensive kind of families normally you would expect out there on the planet of gemstone world for the price of, what, 3 strands of shell pearl actually in a bundle at Jewellery Maker prices, mind. That is an exceptional... Look, Mark has even put down his Kumahimo to have a little break and a little thing.
Arms folded. Wow.
That is... Well, tell me.
It's exquisite. It's exquisite. We always talk about morganite, and there isn't another gemstone that has that peachy pink hue, and this is archetypal. I mean, that's that central 3, particularly the one on the left, looking at it.
Yeah.
That's complete 100% morganite. You wouldn't think it was anything else, would you?
No, you wouldn't. You couldn't confuse it.
So for that strand alone, just for that stone, I think it's worth £25.
I mean, incredible. Say you were to do something individual, maybe just with, you know, maybe a ring or something with this. Yeah. What kind of prices would you expect to see maybe on the high street or on stalls that maybe you work with?
I've never seen morganite in a high street jewellers.
No.
Never. Well, we've got, in Witney where I live, we've got 5 independents and 2 high street, and I've not seen morganite in any of them, on any of their windows. Aquamarine you tend to find in the tiny little stones in rings. You never see any necklaces or anything like that using it at all. It's very far and few between.
Really?
That's incredible.
It is incredible. When I think morganite, I think very high-end jewellers. I think of the types of jewellers that create one-off pieces, not collections, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Samuel's is one of our high streets, and I don't think you wouldn't find it in Mr. Samuel's shop.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
And then be completely honest with me, totally honest.
Yeah.
Would you rather own this one here,
Yep.
or would you rather own a chocolate bar?
Well, I don't like chocolates, that's pretty easy.
Okay, well, let's make it harder. What do you like, Mark?
Red wine?
Okay, would you rather
Yep.
this gemstone or half a sip of red wine?
Half a sip?
Because these, half a sip.
Why half a sip?
So you think, right, this is my sipping point.
Yeah.
You're only allowed...
Or a gemstone.
Or a gemstone.
That's pretty easy, isn't it, really?
Because they cost about the same. We've just worked it out as around about 75 pence per gemstone on this strand.
Wow.
That's a bit special, isn't it?
That's really, for that one alone, that's amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
That's your archetypal Morganite strand, isn't it?
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is.
We haven't even touched the aquamarine yet, have we?
I know. Well done to you all. A huge amount of you coming in. In baskets, we're looking at about 15, I'm being told. So please, please, please do make sure you're checking those out. I don't want anyone to miss them out. This is your first time. This is your first opportunity to own this. If you're a mid-show viewer, only ever been seen once before, and that was on the morning show. This is your first opportunity, and I do wish you the best of luck in getting this. When we get quality like this at a price point like this, it's always going to be playing it close to the line, if that's a thing. So please make sure you're getting it whilst you can. Join us at JewelleryMaker.com, get it in your basket and check it out, or just ring the call centre. That's how I do it. Super easy to do so. $24.95. We just want to say huge congratulations to you all. And how about, this is just an idea that me and my producer, who's in the hot seat today pressing all the buttons discussed earlier, how about pairing it with something like amethyst?
Well, I like that.
Yeah?
That's very nice.
It's really pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would consider using them as spacers. I mean, amethyst spacers.
Yeah, completely.
It's going to give a look, isn't it?
Even just if you separated the aquamarine from the Morganite and then used the spacers, you get two completely different looks, but each stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
What would you say if I said you could buy both of these strands for under £35? Because you can today. Well done to everyone who got that beryl. Let me show you this amethyst. Yes, I promise, under £10. Even though it's a micro-faceted strand on first looks, and even though it is as dainty as it is, this will go great with that Amazonite I had on earlier in those 2mm rounds. You have got such an amount of work and faceting on this amethyst. It's just hard to ignore. It's like little droplets of light, isn't it, that just bound along this effortlessly. 5 carats worth in total. Great for your beading, perfect for the likes of your seed bead work as well. If you want to add this to your order, now's your opportunity. 0800 644 655. Go great with the beryl. And at just £5.95, I think you'll be a little bit upset if you miss out on this. Micro-faceted gems, I'm used to seeing start price around $19.95 for an amethyst. We may well drop it down to a $14.95. I don't expect $5.95, and I could tell you didn't either because your face said it all, Mark.
Well, I've got this thing about micro-faceted beads that I just cannot understand the work and time and precision that's gone into each and every stone, let alone strand.
Totally agree.
And we can go to silly prices. It's incredible.
Really is, isn't it? It really is.
Do you think the facetors know what we do with their gemstones when they finish with them?
Let's hope not. $5.95 today. Well done to you all. Gorgeous amethyst strand there. Go great with the beryl, and will also go great with my next strand. If you love dainty appeal, I don't think you can get better than this pairing. 2 of the most popular colours on the planet.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Matches your dress so perfectly.
You're right, it really does. I didn't notice that. You have got your really delicate 2mm apatite rounds here. What do you like about apatite like this, Mark?
What's the colour? It's that really electric colour, isn't it? It really is beautiful. That's stunning.
What side of things might you be doing with something like this?
Well, if you use the very, very fine monofilament or the Ceylon that we had in the kit earlier, you could do your beady beads with them, really tiny little thing. But I think spacers, do some of the spacers or kumihimo braiding, just looks beautiful.
What I might do is do the amethyst spacers for the kind of morganite tones in the beryl, and maybe these with the aquamarine tones.
Chrysocolla. Spacers for the chrysocolla.
Chrysocolla. That is a very good idea. Oh, that is a good idea. These would be perfect for it.
Yeah.
Don't know if we've got any left, sorry. £2 mil on these ones. Your price point, I just saw some arrows. £6.95 on these ones for you. It is apatite. It's the Brazilian apatite, which means you get a slightly different glow to perhaps the type you'd be expecting to get in your Madagascan, yet still it will go as beautifully with the Madagascans, such as this one that I had on for you previously. I mean, as a pairing, as a collection, you've got two gemstones from two very different parts of the world, but I'm sure you can see how beautifully they tie in together. Lots of you ordered this first off, then we dropped the price, everyone pays the final closing, which is £6.95. I'm going to stick in that colour palette if I may, and I'm going to be bringing to you...
Wow.
You like these?
I've never seen these before.
Tell me what you like about them.
That's that colour, isn't it? Is this chalcedony?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can tell because it's got glow, can't you?
Yeah. Gosh, how many on the strand?
You got 5 on this.
5. Individual pendants. Straight, that's just as is, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would.
Are they carved on the back as well?
They aren't actually, they're bare on the back, which,
Wow.
if I show you it this way, hang on.
Yep.
When we flip it, you can't actually see through it, so it's kind of double-sided. I'd think day-wear, nightwear,
I think if
maybe.
it was carved on the back, it would you'd get a crossover, wouldn't you?
Oh, I know what
looking
you mean,
through
yeah, possibly,
and,
because of the gem itself.
Yeah. So it's quite good that they're not. Look at those.
They are individual, aren't they? They are unique. I quite like the idea of the ones at the top are the ones that I wear when I'm, you know, in work. And then when someone afterwards is like, oh, does anyone fancy going for a carvery after work? That's the type of thing we do here. We love a carvery. Do you fancy going for a carvery after work? You take your necklace and you flip it over and you've got the jazzy side to go out. You've got sterling silver encasing these, captivating that into place. And these are your chalcedony carved pairs. If you want them, you know what to do. 0800 644 655. Price point is just £24.95. I'm thinking these will go great with that chrysocolla also, although hey, what wouldn't? And because it's the sterling silver, I think the quantity is most certainly there. The quality, definitely. £24.95 is your price. Chrysocolla, I may well have 2 left, but if you leave them there, Mark will be ended up probably going to get them. So do check them out whilst you can. £24.95 on those ones, a lovely deal. Now, we have seen that Mark Smith has been kumihimoing up a storm, and I'm about to bring you the kumihimo disc. First things first, I'm bringing to you the rectangular disc. Kumihimo, what is it? Kumihimo is essentially a cord moving technique which will create wearable, workable and beautiful jewellery. It dates back to way back when, and it's something which is very much used in the likes of very traditional, I'm trying to think now what it's called, kind of traditional Japanese work, etc. And what you have is all of these threads that are gathered together, and you can create these beautiful braids. Now this disc is great because what it gives you is a flat braid. So the braid itself will come out of this section towards you, and it will be a flat detail, a flat design for the likes of belts, for example. What you get with your kumihimo is a really nice sturdy foam detail where you can slot your cord in, much like when we saw Mark earlier on with his macrame board, it's kind of a similar technique. You can kumihimo with pretty much anything, so long as you can get it through this slot in the centre, whether that be chain, whether that be sari threads, whether that be your ceylon, your eslon, you can kumihimo. And this is a great thing for young people to get involved with, it truly is, because it's something which is easy, it's something that is relatively quick depending on your design, and it is something which, because it's not something that can break or rust or anything's going to fall off, you're going to lose, it is kind of great for all ages really. Your square disc today, your price point, I paid more for that for my square board. I'll be honest with you, Jewellery Maker had run out. I really needed a square board because it was part of my grandma's advent calendar that I make her every year, and I'd got her the DVD and I needed to get it in time. I paid more for that online, and boy oh boy 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 did I search. £1.95, ladies and gents, your square kumihimo disc. That is incredible and something we don't get to see by itself very often. All you need with this is this and a few cords, and you are ready and raring to go. So add that to your order whilst you can. I'm going to move across to Mark now, and we'll talk to you more about kumihimo, because I want to bring to you the round board, if I may. So let's mosey on over to the lovely Mark to see how his challenge has been going. Wow, you've kumihimoed up a storm there.
Do you like?
Oh, I love how that looks. So we brought to you the cords, which I'll remind you of later. Now, can you just tell us what your take on kumihimo is and what you like about the round mini board, which is up on your screen now?
Okay, so for the mini board, okay, it's perfect if you've got small, delicate hands like yours. Okay, you can do exactly the same technique as you would with a larger board. You've still got the 32 slots. You've still got the 4 compass points, which is an addition that we've added just so when we're demonstrating, we can say 2 cords at north, 2 cords at west, etc., etc. But no, it's absolutely perfect. But I would recommend, and we talk about this all the time, whether it's kumihimo or macrame, is to try, if the budget will allow, to go for multiple purchases. So you have one disc for your larger cords, you have one for your eslons and your finer cords, beading thread, and then you have one for wire. So as you can see with this disc, I've used these thick, chunky zari threads. So if I moved on to a very fine eslon, they wouldn't adhere to the slots because they've been separated too far. So we definitely recommend getting multiple purchases for each. The race, I just love it.
That's a really good tip.
And I'm using the zari thread that we had earlier, and I've gone for 12 braids instead of the normal 8.
Yeah.
And you just get this amazing technique. It's just.
So what weave or movement have we been doing with this one then to create that look? 'Cause I love it. Because we've got a good 4 minutes actually.
Okay, so if I show you how we set the board up.
Perfect.
Obviously it's moved because I've been doing the technique.
Of course.
But what you would do, if you look at the board north, south, east and west, is this how the viewers are looking at it?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Okay. So we didn't actually put cords at north and south. We put 2 cords either side of west.
Yeah.
2 cords either side of east. Now in this case I'd had the multicoloured. Okay, obviously it's moved round because I've been doing the technique. Okay, so if I turn it round this way, so this is how my board would start.
Okay.
You'd have 2 cords directly opposite. You'd have 1 colour, 2 cords to the left of north, 2 cords to the left of south.
I see.
And then a mirror image with a second cord. Don't mix the 2 colours up. So you have green on the left, red on the right, and then the multicolour straight across. Okay, have I got time to do a round?
Yeah, you absolutely have, yeah.
Okay, so start on the left side. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take bottom left up to top left, top right down to bottom right, which is what you would do with your basic 8 warp. Okay, then we swap across and we go bottom left to top left, top right to bottom right. Then we turn 90 degrees, and all we're going to do with our multicoloured is take left, up, right, down. Then we turn our board, bottom left, top right, bottom right, change to the green, bottom left, top right, bottom right, turn the disc 90 degrees, and all we're going to do, we're just going to swap the 2 multicolour strands across. And then you just keep doing, you keep rotating. So, but the only ones we're actually crossing are the 2 central cords, okay? And then as you can see, we'd have to get quite a substantial ending, but I just think it's beautiful. So it looks as if you've got 2, because you've got the red and the green entwining,
Yeah.
but it's actually one piece of work. So you've got the green with the red, see the red going through the inside?
Yeah, through the centre.
And then the red, you've got the green going through the centre.
I think that's
beautiful.
such an eye-catching look. And the thing is, what a low-cost medium. This is why it's great for one to get young people involved with. The disc itself is $3.95, and then all you have to do is buy your cords. And they're coming up on your screen in a moment. And you've done even more with these cords.
So these are the two that I've finished. I haven't quite finished this one yet, but you can see the pattern that I'm intending to
I love
get.
that look. Okay, tell us what we've done with these then.
So this is your basic square knot, which is a macrame technique, but because we're using it on the jig with a buckle, it's turned into the cobra. So all I've done, the green is a simple square knot bracelet. The red and green is in effect splicing the two colours as we did when we did the splicing.
In the masterclass.
And then this one, all this is, it's just a simple strand. Can you see the strand of green?
Yeah.
You drape it over the top of the bracelet, you tie a square knot, you lift it, you do a square knot underneath, you drop it, square knot on top, lift, so you're just lifting and dropping, and that's where you get that little rim going across the top of the bracelet.
Oh, I really like that, and you can see that coming out there.
Yeah.
Now, we brought to you a massive selection, 3 skeins of the Mystic Zari cords, and it was 110 metres worth in total, and it was just £5.95. Quite a bit left there, Mark.
Masses
Quite
left.
a bit.
Masses, yeah.
So a big amount for you. That's up on your screen now. Mark, thank you so
Pleasure.
much for today. When are you next on?
I'm back on Monday morning
Monday
for
morning.
Christmas show. Christmas jumpers at the ready, and then Thursday mid with you.
Lovely jubbly, I can't
That'd be
wait.
nice.
Thank you very, very
Pleasure.
much. Thank you for joining us today. What have the Late Show got tonight? 260, 250 centimetres worth of emeralds coming up for you later. I will see you at 8 AM for 3 metres worth of pearls. Have a lovely evening. Stay safe, everyone.